Everyone loves everyone. All right. Well, that's not it. I'm waiting for it to hit my feed so I can get a link for people.
I was just looking over the drawings. I guess still love that. Do you think I'm prettier than your girlfriend? So, about the coat.
Yeah.
Don't change the subject.
You says we live, Piph?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then I'll just be patient for Mr. YouTube. Hello, everyone on the stream.
Hello, everybody. Live from New York.
No, none. That's not, there. It is. It says Ardenfell, but that's okay.
My God, where did Tyrath take us?
Not the Ardenfell. Trust me, I would never go. I would never go there. No, I would never go.
I know a guy that lives there. Hates it.
Hates it. Hates every second of it. No. No. I mean, it's someone else's world.
Like even in Corsairs, I don't think I'd ever take anyone to where we operate in Rifts.
No,
I just
it's too.
Yeah.
That brings up questions of like, are you gonna do a crossover? Probably not. So there you go. Okay, as you can see, I was bored, so I decided to kind of give a loose map of the layout of Lzone Prime. So I hope you guys enjoy that.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, big guy.
That actually raises a question.
Mm-hmm.
Did they pretty much strip Lzone Prime of everything of value, or are there still things there?
Nope. As I mentioned on one of the sessions, there are a collection of people, of a handful of people who were from orbit deciding not to go to orbit, but mostly people who worked, came across Lzone Prime like you guys did and gained the trust of the people there and worked as scouts and contacts of the outside world. Their agreement for helping them was to keep this kind of place as a safe haven once, the bulk of the people went back off into space, into orbit, right?
Right.
And since one of the ships had to be cannibalized, one of the 3 ships that came down, one of the 4 ships that came down, one of them had to be cannibalized in order to create the power and the hydroponics and the water filtration and even the medical systems. There's no need, like they took a lot of stuff with them, obviously, right? But they left basic facilities for those who left on by. So it is still like, I guess you could say like a colony or a small little town inside a mountain.
Got it. So we don't have to expect going to an abandoned facility.
No, there should be people there. I would actually tell you in character, like you would know that there's probably between like 20 and 30 people before you decide to stick around.
God, can you guys imagine when we get there? Okay, guys, hi, welcome back. Oh my God, this ship had to get here. Oh yeah, don't worry about that. We gotta go drop this guy off. Who's that? Oh, the Baron of the network.
Baron Dachshund of the network.
Yeah, a few people will probably know. Like, not the people who weren't from space are gonna have no idea what you're talking about, but yeah, the other ones will. Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Wouldn't most of them, because he was the one that funded the expedition and all that?
Once again, most of the people who stayed behind are not from orbit. Only a handful are.
Right.
Right.
But you do bring up a good point. It might be worth not telling them, because what if some of them consider the Baron, the handful that know him, consider him an employee? So let's just not mention who he is.
How about we not rock the boat?
Just not.
Yeah.
We could wait for Piffy to come back.
Let's not, though. Also, I figured out how to open up the outline view again.
Oh?
You go into tools and it says document outline.
Oh, there it is.
Or you hit Control Alt A, Control Alt H.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a huge
easy to remember.
Either of those. Control
Alt
Alt
line
A
or halt line.
It'd be so much cooler if you had to do both.
Oh, no. So I'm gonna delete the table of contents.
Yeah,
because
sure.
Oh, I thought I heard Pith's voice.
Did you?
No.
Yeah, unfortunately, Criana won't be with us. She loves Star Trek more than she loves us. No, she's going to some awesome symphony thing with her family. So she let me know this like in the middle of last week. So it's all good. But we got our minimum 3 players and me, which is needed to play. So be it. So be it.
Make it soul number 1.
Make it so. There's already been technically a Corsairs 3 Galaxies
Technically, yeah.
crossover. At least the universes have crossed over.
As much as I could stand doing anyway. Yeah.
I was gonna say, can we change the title of the stream halfway through?
Yes, we can.
Absolutely, yeah. Some people might need to refresh to see it, but yeah, anyone new coming would see it.
I'll do that right now. I'm sorry, I kind of.
Don't worry about it. Whatever.
This is something I have a lot of experience with.
This is a good time for people to come on in, to file on in while we wait for Piph to come back, and then we'll start the We'll show some art, and then we'll start the session right away.
Yeah.
Okay, start the session. So there's lasers everywhere. What?
No. That's silly.
Ha ha. No.
Oh, I have a question, Inferno.
Mm-hmm.
Might have been mentioned a long time ago, but it wasn't.
Maybe.
What it wasn't too important to remember. Was the movies we have on our ship.
Oh,
what
yeah.
format are they in?
Digital.
So not like on a CD or anything. They're in like a
Yeah.
USB drive or something like that.
They're on a hard drive. They're in the memory of the ship. Yeah.
Is this something that, from what our characters could know, something that could be compatible with Earth tech?
No, but you could probably put it onto a physical media and make it compatible. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. But no, you couldn't. You could just take some Earth tech stuff and integrate it into it, and it'd be seamless.
Okay,
There'd
but
be
there'd
be a double-step process. But yeah, it's not impossible.
Okay, because I was thinking, guys, if let's say we do go and visit people like the storytellers and all that, we could give them copies of the movies, tons of movies.
Yeah, we could.
That would be a huge present for them, given that that's one of their main draws.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sorry for all the trouble and stuff. Here's some movies.
Yeah. And I would totally be down for that because Perrin did us a fucking solid.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, and Kennedy, I know I lied to you before when I said I was a doctor, but not anymore.
Nope, still not working. Fuck.
Still technically not a doctor either, so just because you have the skills of one. Well, I don't know. I guess that's a
really
philosophy question.
What university did you graduate from?
Yeah.
Huh?
Where's your diploma?
Hi, Piff. I see you're unmuted.
Thanks.
Hey. Would you like to show some delightful art there, sir? Are you capable and or willing to?
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah.
So, let's see. First up, we got Patrick... Oh, what the heck? We got Patrick holding gun.
Yes, at us. Sweet. Very nice. Both of these are by Alley, correct?
Yep, both of these are by Alley. This is Patrick, but you're the good guy.
Yep. I love how the Baron looks like he's wrapped up in like a straight jacket mixed with like a sleeping bag. Just like, this is bullshit. Good pictures. Very good pictures.
I I am still. I don't think I've ever lost the warm fuzzies when people do fan art of things that we do.
No, I'll
Because that
never.
takes so
I'll
much
never.
time and effort. Yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly. I'll never lose the warm fuzzies, no matter how much beautiful arts or memes or anything like that happens.
Maybe when I'm 97, but we'll see when we get there.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if you make it. We're all going to die.
I'm like 96 and I'm still doing like YouTube, and I have a birthday. I'm like, nope.
When you're 96, I hope I'd be surprised if there's still YouTube. I'm sure there'll be something.
I'm sorry. It'd probably be like MindTube.
There's gotta be a tube in there somewhere.
That's how the internet works.
Internet is a series of tubes.
The only thing that has survived is the word tube and the Jackie Chan meme.
No.
All right.
No, Fernan, you did not miss anything because we're just about officially start. So, you guys have a new crew member. His name is Baron Dioxin. He loves new bodies, and he hates you. He's also asleep.
I want to relegate him to the position of prisoner.
Okay. Well, whatever. Potato. Suffice to say, Tyrath is prepared to do his final agreement with you, transporting the entire Rhapsody and everyone and everything upon it back to Earth. The only question is exactly where you want to go. Now, last session you told me you wanted to go to Lzone Prime, which is great. So I was thinking about this, and I can think because of the sheer size of the Rhapsody. Oh yeah, by the way, for those of you who are following just through the videos and whatnot, we had some out-of-character discussion, and the Rhapsody is still very, very big, but only about 60% the size of what was originally quoted. I'm not amazing. I'm okay at visualizing big things, but when it goes down to numbers, I'm not the best. And so when Squee said that is bigger than like our biggest stadium here, I'm like, ooh, that's too big for the Rhapsody. But I couldn't backtrack at that moment. But I double checked with all the players here, and they say it's fine. So it's definitely still big enough to hold the behemoth, right? It's still a large spaceship, right? But now it's only 60% the size of a large football stadium. Which is still quite big, by the way, but not massively so. So, with that, I was thinking there's two places that you know of where that ship can appear out of nothing without disrupting, hurting anything, and it's in a relatively secluded area. Here on the left-hand side of the page, you'll be able to see the original Lzone launch area, the area that was cleared for the 3 ships to actually launch into orbit. And that's just outside the main Hangar Bay 1. And then there's, of course, that empty field before you actually reach the mountains where Lzone Prime is. It's about if you remember correctly, traveling on Behemoth, it was about a 30-minute to an hour journey, which means maybe it's a couple miles out, but that same empty field is also more than fine for a ship to appear without hitting anything or relatively secluded last time that you knew. So since Tyrath is going to need a visualization from a person of where to send the ship, what would you guys like to choose? Unless you can think of a third option.
Personally,
has to be on the open, though.
I'd like the field because I wouldn't want to startle Lzone Prime by appearing in their launch area. Maybe appear on the field and then radio them and let them know we're coming in.
Yeah.
We get there, they open up and destroy us. You know, like Rhapsody, no.
Okie dokie. Is everyone fine with that decision? Everyone's good with that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, we'll slip into character. Tyrath goes to Patrick, and once again he says, "Concentrate, kinsman, upon the exact area in which I am to send this vessel and its passengers. Remember everything you can, from the smell of the air to the vegetation around you. And open your mind to me.
Patrick will start remembering a general area near it, but mostly he'll focus on the battle area that has taken place with Nathan.
Okay. Tyrath gives a small but after a moment or two, he says, "You may slip out of your memory now, kinsman. Frantic as though it may be, and filled with your own emotions, it is more than sufficient. When I transport this vessel, I will not transport myself. I shall once again remind you of our new agreement. In order for me to concentrate my full mind upon my research, the next time we speak is when I approach you. Keep my gem close by. For time and space mean nothing to Tyrath the Undying, and I may contact you when you least expect it."
Patrick will give a short, deep, and without hesitation nod.
Okay. Tyrath swivels his head around, looking at you all with reptilian eyes, getting a nod from each of you, perhaps?
Yeah, Al would want to say something before Tyrath goes. I don't know if this is going to be like the last moment.
Sure.
Al would probably say, he would nod, of course, and then he would say, "Just want to let you know, I don't know if you care so much about such things, but while I know that our relationship has been one of mutual interest, that doesn't mean you haven't been a friend to us, and I appreciate that."
Tyrath gives a small exhale through his big nostrils, and you see him give a small wry smile, and he nods his head a little bit. "You humans are very interesting."
Tom will nod his head as well.
Tom agrees.
Tom agrees.
Humans are interesting.
Then prepare yourselves and watch in awe. Very few creatures can do what I can. And with that, Tyrath disappears, but not in a flash of purple light. He just is there one moment, and now it's just empty air instead. And for the next 2 minutes or so, everything seems to be running the same. The Rhapsody is on its current course towards orbit, when finally you start to both hear and feel. Imagine every single molecule of the ship and yourselves beginning a very small, tinny vibration. Very slight. Nothing so completely jarring as like an earthquake, but just the tiniest of vibrations from the tip of your head to the bottom of your feet. And before you know it, the light changes around you to a deep purple until that is everything you can see, as if you're putting on glasses with that tint. And soon the engines cut off. You hear a small alarm in the Rhapsody before you hear the systems power down. You keep vibrating like that for what seems to be at least 30 to 90 seconds, until just as suddenly as it started, it stops. The light once again goes back to its regular tone, and the vibrations end.
Is there anyone piloting the ship at the moment?
No.
Al would suddenly, his eyes would widen. He'd say, Tom, maybe someone should pilot the ship.
Good idea! And he'll start breaking out into a sprint.
Alicia is a few steps behind you, Tom. And Tom, as you and Alicia burst through the cockpit, you see that there's no need to pilot yourself anywhere, because the Rhapsody is on firm ground. Back to the empty fields. However, it looks slightly different. It is an overcast day, first and foremost, and appears to be very, very early spring. You can still see small clumps of snow still melting in the cool air. And much of the previously very green foliage has turned a sickly yellow, as both the grass and leaves are just beginning to breathe in new life. You also see some scars that are still present of explosions, specifically plasma burns, in addition to other types of marks of combat, of high-powered, high-weaponed, high-technology weapon combat. But you are back, right in the empty fields, a mile or two south of the mountains in what you know to be Lzone Prime. Blink, well, first of all, you all pretty much remember where to go, because it was Blink and her security personnel who first escorted you to the side hangar bay doors 2 and 3. But in case your minds are too boggled, Blink can once again guide you back to Lzone Prime itself.
Al's going to use this time to secure the unconscious Baron.
Okay, how do you plan on doing so?
Well, my thought is, unless someone has a better idea, would be to strap him down to one of the tables in the med bay with as many straps as possible.
Okay, you have the facilities and the ability to do so. Sure. You'll have to pilfer a few extra straps, but you can tie him down with about 5 across his chest, arms, and feet.
Okay. And Al, could he find some cord or rope somewhere?
Rope?
Something that he could use. Basically, he wants to be very thorough with this guy, so he would also want to tie his hands and feet, like bind them together.
There are plastic bindings that you could probably use.
Yeah, that would work.
Okay. Like around the wrists and ankles?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's thinking back to his days of the academy where there were people that seemed like they could just get out of anything.
Mm-hmm. Great. Yeah, no, you're able to do so, not a problem. Any other preparations you guys want to do, or what's your next step?
Well, I would assume that we're going to go to Lzone Prime. I think besides an NPC, Tom is probably the only person who can actually move us.
Now, to give you a heads up, the empty field is about half a mile to a mile long, and then you're going to hit a copse of trees. And it'll create quite the footprint if you push the Rhapsody through that.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
We
okay.
should probably leave the ship here, contact them, and see if it's okay to go into the main hangar bay.
Yeah, I was going to
Like
ask,
a launch area. Okay.
can't we contact them from the ship?
Sure. Yeah, of course you can. I just wanted to know what your steps are. You know what I mean? Like, Piff's question made it seem like you're going to go straight from the empty field to the side, hangar bays 2 and 3. And I just wanted to let you know that physically driving there's some small problems.
Can the Rhapsody travel on the ground?
Sure, it can kind of roll on the ground a little bit. It has landing gear.
Wow, that is cool. Oh, okay, that's awesome.
It cannot go very fast, though.
Right, but it can roll. So like a jumbo
Like a
jet.
taxi. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay,
it can
that's cool.
taxi on the ground. Yes. So that's good to know. So is that want to be your next step? Just give them a radio?
Yeah.
Radio to them?
Maybe have Blink do it, since she would be the most familiar with them.
Yeah. She gives a bit of a nod, and she moves up to the cockpit. Well, pretty much everyone has assembled, and she punches in. She says, "I don't see any reason why they wouldn't be using the same security codes." And she punches it in and begins an open contact. And she says, "I know how hard it is to believe, but this is Janina Blanco. Lzone Prime, can you read me?" And there's just dead air. She kind of gives a bit of a frown. She says, "Well, they must have changed their codes. Maybe just a security measure or something like that. I know one that only classified security personnel would know. It's kind of an emergency line. Okay, so if I try that?"
Al would look a bit worried, but not say anything.
Okay, she says. And you can tell Blink looks a little bit flustered, but not. She's still very, very composed. She plugs in the trajectory, and it's just static. She says, "Nothing."
It might be best to do a flyby in a power armor suit, see if everything looks okay.
She says, "Yeah, sure. Makes sense to me." They wouldn't. I don't understand. They must have just changed their frequency. Maybe something spooked them, There was that big fight out here, right? Maybe they were just keeping a really low profile.
Yeah.
Al nods and he'd say, "That is what I definitely hope, but again, we did have a big fight out here with the Coalition. Probably best to be cautious."
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so who's going to do the flyby? She asks. Do you want me to do it?
Well, I've got the fastest power armor here. I guess I can make a quick run of it. The Glitter Boys, I mean, as powerful as those things are, they aren't exactly speedy.
They're slow.
They can't zoom through the air like you suggest, no.
Al says, "All right, well, I'll just make a quick run past and head back here and stay in radio contact."
Cool. Okie dokie. So here, we'll just draw a little idea, so we're all very clear on what's going on. Kind of use the equivalent of the whiteboard, right? So we're gonna say like this is your field, right? The gray is gonna be like the mountain pass that's a part of, and the dark green is the kind of forested area. Ocean. So Al, you would know, and I'm going to just mark this with the thing, with the arrow. So this is to get to hangar bays 2 and 3. When you initially showed up with Janina, or with Blink, I should say, it's her name, either way, there was kind of like a holographic projection in front of the hangar bay doors, And then this way was something very, very similar, but much larger bay doors, and kind of like right here is the launch pad area.
All right.
So if you want to do a drive-by, the rest of it just looks like mountain, right? So any sort of drive-by to see what's going on, I mean, you probably have to check by the hangar bays first, right? Those are the only really main entrances. So just to kind of give you a visualization there on the trajectory you want to go.
Okay. Yeah, so Al
So to be clear, you're in the star screen?
Correct.
Okay. All right.
He would grimace and then suit up in the Starscream, and then say, like, before he goes, he'd say, just Tom, keep an eye on the radar, just in case.
Sure, I'll do that.
Now, to give you a heads up, once again, the radar isn't going to be super effective to find ground targets. In the open field, it won't be a big deal, right? But the second it hits trees, those are going to be radar pings, right? In the air, it might be a little bit easier, though, so that's always useful. Okay.
And I was thinking more for the air, because many times when the coalitions come towards us, it's been from the sky. So, all right, and then Al would take off, not at his fastest pace, and he'd probably
so what's the top speed? No, just tell me tell me what speed you want to go.
Cruising speed's fine. So cruising speed for this thing is 125 miles per hour, so we'll go with that. And probably it's only limited to 500 feet, so it can't go very high no matter what I do. Probably 300 feet, close enough to the ground that I can still distinguish big things.
But high enough from the ground that you're not going to be running into any trees.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Of course, you'll be keeping an eye on the radar, your radar as well. What's the radar range of that?
I'm checking right now, actually. Let's see here.
Pretty sure it's 50 miles. But
Sensor system.
Maybe it's only 10.
Actually, it says plus all features common to all power armor, so it's going to have regular power armor radar.
Okay. So let me just open up my list here, and I have those stats at the top of my power armor list for easy reference. Power armor. Whoop. All right, what we got here? Radio communication, radar. 24 targets, 10-mile radius. Okay. So 10-mile radius, and the behemoth has 50 miles. That's good to know. Al, I'd like you to roll me a D100, please.
Okay.
Okay, great. Now, which hangar bay do you want to check first?
Well, I'm coming from here, right?
Yep.
So he'd probably go this way and then swing around to here.
Great, wonderful. All right, so I'll slip into kind of descriptive mode. Okay, you once again enter the Starscream armor. You fire off the. Oh, give me a moment. Oh my God. Criana's showing off her Star Trek thing. My immersion. All right, sorry. I got a Skype bleep. My apologies. Okay. So, you fire off the engines. You swoop into the air. Those of you in the Rhapsody looking out the windows can see Al quickly zoom on by, getting about 300 feet in the air and head straight towards the mountains. Within seconds, he turns from an easily identifiable target to a small target to not being able to see him at all. However, you can still track him on radar. Al, from all appearances, it doesn't look like there are any current targets firing on your radar systems right now, at least as far as airborne targets go. Okay. So you zoom over the cusp of trees towards the hangar bay 2 and 3, and it doesn't take long. You, thanks to the vision of the power armor suit, you get within a half a mile before you definitely see something that is out of place. The holographic image of the mountain face is completely gone, and you can see the two huge bay doors of both Hangar Bays 2 and 3. And it looks like it's been rocked by some sort of explosion. Roll me a demolitions check, please.
Sure.
No modifiers.
Okay.
Let me know how much you succeeded. Oh, there we go.
Oh, okay. Wait, I rolled a 28, so I have a skill of 90. I don't know how I messed that up. Oh, no, never mind. Yeah, I succeeded by 19.
Rolled a 71.
Yeah. I forgot my own macro. So I succeeded by 19.
Okay. Succeeded by 19. Good. Well, you can tell a few things. First of all, it appears that the explosions came from the inside outward. Secondly, it looks like it was a collection of smaller explosions, approximately 10 to 20 feet in diameter. And then it looks like something large pushed itself through the weakened state. Finally, the blackened scars around the twists and hunks of metal of the giant 30-foot hole that has now been created in the hangar bay looks like it was some sort of plasma charge or plasma explosive.
Al's gonna key on the radio back to the Rhapsody and give a brief description of what he saw, and he'd say, "Blink, did they normally keep anything that would make that kind of explosion inside Lzone Prime?"
She says, that amount of ordnance wasn't left behind. No.
It doesn't make any sense. If it was an attack like I suspected, you'd think it would be going the other way.
She says,
Al?
we have to go and investigate.
Yeah, we have to go investigate. But Al, from your quick look, do you think that our fusion blocks could have done that? Because we left our fusion blocks here.
Trying to think. I don't think you said it looked like dozens of smaller explosions, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would say maybe if someone used every single one of them, but I don't know. I'm coming back to you guys.
All right.
At this point, Blink looks extremely restless and concerned, and she's already in the cargo bay, pointing out at the different types of armor there, and she says, "Okay, Tom, which one are you taking? Which one am I taking?"
Do you think you could pilot the Starscream?
Goddamn right I can, she says as she moves over towards it and begins to pilot it. Now, just so you know, the hangars can easily fit. Oh my god, it can easily fit any sort of glitter boy, right? Mm-hmm. The hallways leading to the storage and the power core are also large enough. But once you get to the medical, security and administration, the living, recreation, and hydroponics areas, those are only 10-foot high walls.
Okay.
Yeah, Al's actually going to be, when he gets back, he's going to be quickly changing into body armor. He's had bad experiences with this armor in combat. So,
how big is the Starscream?
Actually, I got the stats pulled up right here. Let's see. You're looking at 9 feet tall and with wings down 5 feet wide.
All right. It should be able to fit in those corridors. Mm-hmm. Could I pilot it?
Yeah, go ahead. She says, "I just need some basic protection in the gun."
No.
Oh, you mean mine? Yeah. I would let pilot the Starscream.
Okay.
So Blink will be in Mila's, and then Tom will be in Al's.
When you arrive, Al, Mila asks, "Al, does it look really dark in there?"
Psst, Jim, did it look really dark in there?
Yeah, it was just a big black hole.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, it did.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay here. Okay.
All right. Of course.
I'll be with Sleeping Beauty, she says as she skips over to the medical wing. I'll make sure he's still sleeping.
Al would look to Bear and say, "We really don't know what's going on here. You think you could keep an eye on him?" And he'll jerk his head to Mila.
Bear gives a solemn nod and it says, "I would be more comfortable in case something happened this way that I was with Nora," he says, "or Mila in this case."
Keep your swords handy.
He gives a firm nod at that.
And then Al would look to the others and say, do you think, considering we have no idea what's going on and that we might need to make a quick escape, as much as I love having Alicia with us, maybe we should have someone here at the ship ready to go?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Alicia agrees. She says, "The situation stinks, so who knows what's going on. Yeah, I'll stay here with August."
Sounds good.
And Al's going to get into his... Well, I don't think we have... Actually, Tom, did you have any body armor, not power armor?
Oh, yeah. Do you want my heavy network stuff?
Yeah, because I'm thinking what I have is the light 70, and if we're going into something that obviously...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I have the heavy network body armor, which is heavy network agent armor. It's 140 MDC, and it also has a wrist laser.
Yeah, Al would probably ask to borrow that. He likes this lighter stuff, but this is obviously done violently, so we should go in expecting maximum danger. Yeah.
Shoot these stats over to you.
And Inferno, that body armor is still. I could still do cast spells, do medical aid, things like that.
Yep, the body armor is fully articulated as far as hand gestures go. Yep. Unlike the Starscream, where one of the hands is a goddamn, weapon. It's kind of hard to make finger motions with it.
It's a Mega Man blaster. Pew pew.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
We should also, Patrick.
Yes.
Oh, actually, I guess I would be asking out of character or whatnot. But which magical items do we have on us as far as the shielding items, the bracers, the necklace?
Bracers and necklace. I think we've taken them out. I'm not quite sure if we ever put them back in.
That's true. I think we kind of forgot about them. Maybe you and I should take one of each.
Sure.
Oh wait, no, you can wear your golden armor now too.
No,
yet.
we
It's
haven't
in the
gotten.
golden place.
Well, right.
So we have to get it. My bad.
I'm suggesting maybe it would be a good idea to get it.
Give me less than a day and I can go get it.
Oh, when's the last time we used it?
I got the friggin' moss.
Mushroom from the yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Maybe we should each be taking some of those that amulet and that bracer.
You got my message, right? Squee?
I did. Yes.
Okay,
Thank you,
good.
sir.
No problem. I can keep track of your damage if you want.
No. I'm just gonna throw it over here real quick.
Okay, cool.
I got it. All right. Piph, do you have a preference which one you take it all?
No.
Or actually, I should probably ask it this way. Do you have a preference if we take them or not? Probably should ask that one first.
I personally do not have a preference. No.
Okay. I from Al's point of view, since we might be facing anything, he'd want to be as prepared as possible. So he would request Patrick take one just in case, because we don't have the same kind of defense the Starscreams are going to have. But he wouldn't force it.
All right. Which one do you want?
Oh, well, the amulet, the bracers can't be used outside the body armor, though.
Nope.
Forgot about that one. Well, so we could activate. I forget how the bracers work when we're using body armor.
They can go over light suits
Light,
of
got
body armor,
Yeah,
but the heavy
the
is
heavy
so
no.
thick.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
What kind of body armor does Patrick have?
I have something that is called environmentally sealed battle armor. It seems to be, at least for its prowl check, looks to be on the heavy side.
Yeah. What's the MDC on that?
100.
Yeah, it's a heavy.
Yeah, that's
suit.
heavy.
All right then. Okay. Well, why don't we do it this way then? Scratch what I said. Like the bracers are, from what we understand, it's like 30 MDC, and you can use it until the pearl goes out.
Mm-hmm.
So
40
why don't
MDC
I take? Oh, go ahead.
40 MDC per charge.
40 MDC per charge. Why don't I just take those and the light armor, because technically overall that's going to be better than just the heavy.
Sure, if you want.
All right, so I'll do that. I'll just take my light armor and put the braces on top of it. And then the pearl, I don't remember if we knew exactly how many charges the pearl had, the one that we have in there, but it's still more than like 2 or 3. So, so yeah, we'll do that. And then Patrick, take the amulet.
Yep.
Okay.
You have specifically 22 charges remain.
Yeah, so slightly better than the 140 MDC.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also do want to mention this time that Al's probably going to take med kits, things like that, in case there's injured. So, hang on. I got this in my group loot somewhere. So ignore me for now while I look this up.
Okay.
Okay. Squee, you're being ignored.
Oh, okay, I got it. No, he would take the robot knitter and then the internal robot medical surgical system and just a basic first aid kit.
Okay.
Patrick will be bringing the necklace, the battle armor that I noted earlier, as well as his ring. Would he bring his backpack on this one? So you did hear explosions.
Well, you heard about explosions, yeah.
I guess he won't bring that one, especially since it is non-active at the moment. Ring and basic firepower, which is going to be his chemical laser rifle.
Sweet.
Ooh. Okay. I'm also gonna grab, just to be versatile, the automatic lockpick release gun, the biopalm unit, and the pocket scrambler.
Oh
Groovy.
yeah. Oh, he's also going to take the phase belt.
Oh my god, that's a good one.
The
to
Flash
take.
Gordon 50s style face belt. Sweet. Well, you have to wait for Burn to get back, so feel free to go over your interior lists there.
What's the last magical? Okay, I know we got the hairpin, the loot, the phase belt, and there was one more I'm not thinking of.
Toolbox.
The
Oh, yeah,
alien toolbox.
Okay. Toolbox. Yeah. And then no, Al's gonna take, of course, his one neural knife and his one vibro knife, and then his juicer rifle, which he's only been able to use like a few times since we left.
Well,
Back on Earth, so calm down.
well, I guess Burn's back. All
Yeah.
right. Has everyone
I-
figured out what? Go ahead.
I have a really quick question. I'm sorry. I have paired weapons. Would I theoretically be able to use a sword in one hand in this power armor or not?
No.
Okay.
Because you only have pilot power armor and not robot and power armor combat basic, none of your hand-to-hand abilities transfer to the power armor. You know what I mean? And you don't get any special bonuses or anything like that. It's really what it's doing is it's like you're wearing a really big suit of
body armor.
Yeah.
You know what? In that case, I'll just wear my normal heavy network stuff.
Okay. And you can do all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, I'll bring the fire sword, vibro sword, and some kind of ranged weapon. I'll need to look at my stuff really quick. But okay. I know I have a ranged weapon.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to use your discretion. I completely trust you. When you find a ranged weapon, go ahead and use it if necessary. You don't always have to double check with me. I know you guys aren't going to cheese and be like, oh, yeah, and I took everything. You know what I mean? Like, I trust you guys. We're fine.
Yeah, I think... Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm going to bring my flechette rifle.
Ooh,
with
sweet.
Some tranquilizer darts and some explosive phosphorus.
Ooh. I love those two words together. Explosive phosphorus. Anyways, yes?
Well, here's an interesting question, actually, for you, Inferno. Just for your interpretation. So, given what Al is carrying, how many grenades do you think he could carry on his body before it becomes cumbersome?
So how many grenades can you take before it becomes cumbersome?
Because I've got flash grenades, tear grenades, and smoke grenades.
I don't know if you have a special bandolier for it or not. We're going to assume you have enough for one bandolier of grenades, which can hold probably around 10. Okay,
sweet. Then I need to buy more destructive grenades at some point, but I'll bring you know what? 3 of each.
People are in danger. Puts on bandolier with shit tons of grenades, med kit, all of this stuff. I'm good.
All right. So since Blank is going to be in the power armor, the Starscream power armor, and the rest of you guys are in body armor, are you going to be taking, say, like one of the rovers to get to that hangar bay quickly, or are you going to walk?
No, I think we'd... Right, guys, would take one of the rovers.
I believe we should take a rover.
Yeah, okay. I think that would be a better idea.
Okay, so who's going to drive that sucker?
What skills are needed to drive it?
Pilot ATV. Maybe pilot car or truck could transfer over.
I think I know someone who can pilot ATVs.
I think I know somebody too.
Patrick, do you know anyone? I can imagine them like walking towards it. Do you know anyone that can pilot ATVs?
Patrick's in the car already starting it up.
He honks the horn.
Start it.
Okay.
Do we have any weapon systems on the ATV itself, or is it just Rover?
No, it's just Rover.
Got it.
Yeah, it's just designed to carry cages.
I see.
It's designed to do other things too. That's not what you've used it for. My God.
Well, that's what
anyway.
The huge thing about the Rover.
It's like saying they designed socks just for masturbation, just because that's all I use it for.
Whoa. I was trying to.
I'm joking.
To be fair, I'm sure there's some socks out there that have been designed.
Never mind. Let's not go into that. I was just making a lame, gross joke. Okay, let's continue. Piph, I would like you as Patrick. I'd like you to roll me a piloting check. Is it fair to say that you are going at as fast as you safely can? Is that a fair assumption?
Would I be going quickly? I don't think there's any particular rush.
Okay.
So quickly, but definitely not recklessly. That'd be silly.
Okay, great. Then give me a piloting check, no modifiers. Let me know how much you succeed or fail by.
Okay. 10.
Okay, by 10. Succeed by 10. Okay. You're able to go across the field with absolutely no problem. When you get to the wooded area, you're able to, in a very good way, go without having to slow down considerably. You go a fine, steady, safe pace. And Blink stays by you. She agrees that it is best to stay close, considering you guys are staying in going into an unknown situation. And before you know it, you can the blasted hangar bays of Hangar Bay 2 and 3 are once again right before you, and it's everything as Al has described. A massive 25 to 30-foot hole, and just shards of metal, twisted pieces of door have been fragmented, and they all look like it's been blasted outwards. And before you is a deep, dark hole, not a single light, and you can't hear a single sound just yet.
So, so we're at a blasted open large door, and there seems to be just kind of darkness inside.
Yes.
With a hole. Okay. Patrick will drive up to it and get out of the vehicle.
Okay. How close do you want to be to the hole itself? 10 feet? 30 feet?
Oh,
100 feet?
I believe it's not like he's gonna try to drive on top of it, so he's probably just gonna get near 30. He's probably near, I would think.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. I would have to agree. All right, so you parked the ATV about 30 feet away from the hole of Hangar Bay 2 and 3. Disembark. There is nothing but a small breeze, cool breeze, as dim light from the sky illuminates the exterior. You can see the gray rock mountainous slopes dotted themselves with deciduous and coniferous trees as well.
Patrick will get out of the UTV and start walking towards the door, but checking back to see if anybody's following him.
Yeah, Al's right behind you.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Colin is too.
So you guys enter through the blasted hole, and the daylight outside is able to illuminate a good solid 60 to 70 feet inside the hangar bays themselves. Beyond that, it is all still pitch dark. As soon as you begin to breach the threshold, the Geiger counters in your body armor begin to go off considerably.
Oh, fuck.
You know that your body armor is radiation shielded. When you look around the hangar bays themselves, you can still see tools cast off to one side, large pits that was used on maintenance of the shuttlecraft that were inside these hangar bays were still there. And on the edge of one, you all can see what appears to be in one of these pits a green, some sort of strange green gas that is hanging on the bottom of these holes, these maintenance holes. Patrick, roll me a D100, please. Okay, you succeed considerably in your chemistry roll. And you're able to determine your best educated guess. Actually, sorry, does someone else has chemistry as well? I'm pretty sure Al
I do.
does too.
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't you roll it as well? Because I
Sure.
want to give the same shot.
Sure. Give me 1 second.
Wow, you succeed by 40. Okay, so both of you are able to determine this. Due to the very fact that it appears to be heavier than air considerably, the way it's sitting, and the fact that it has that kind of light green tinge to it, the only natural gas that you know on Earth that has something like that is chlorine gas. With the exception of the scorch marks around the blasted hole, there doesn't appear to be any other signs of combat from the light that you can see from your current position in the hangar base.
Al would say, Patrick, that looks like chlorine gas.
Yeah.
Any ideas on the cause?
I'm not... I will say this. As a player, I don't know anything about particular chlorine stuff. But if I had to guess as a player, I did hear something briefly in my lifetime called a C-bomb. Is that chlorine? Or is that something else?
I don't know, but it is used. You do know it has been used in the past, before the golden age of man. They used to use biochemical weapons, and chlorine gas was one of them. You would know that in character.
Huh. If it is some sort of interesting chemistry, might be a weapon of some kind, but I am unsure exactly what it's doing here.
A weapon? That's disgusting.
So there's a crater, and then there's CO... not CO.
Sorry, not a crater. I wanted to explain. I said pit and hole.
Yeah, like
but
a work pit.
Imagine like if someone's working on your car, right? And they have to work underneath the car.
Oh, okay.
There are these like little maintenance things. Think of that, but much larger to work on a ship.
Oh, okay.
It's in those maintenance holes that the chlorine gas now rests.
In Al's experience, has he ever known the Coalition to use that kind of thing as a weapon? Gas or...
Coalition isn't known to use that, no.
Okay. Yeah, then Al would look a little surprised and say, that's disgusting. It's not a good way to... In any case, we should be very careful with suit ruptures.
Patrick. Do you think the gas and the radiation could be related somewhat?
Well, the radiation could be one of many things. Offensively, there are things that would radiate nuclear fallout, but also things are powered by it, and having a leak in that, or even something exploding with that sort of power might have done such things. So, depends on the explosion and the debris, if there was any.
What doesn't make much sense to me is if someone was using the explosives as a mean of breaching, say they had someone inside breaching from the inside to let people outside in, I think there'd be more signs of struggle. I mean, if this was an attack, who gasses a place and then blows their way out? Maybe it's something else.
What kind of explosions did you say these are? And he points around the doorway of the hangar.
Al will take a minute to very closely study the scorch marks.
Okay, there's no need to re-roll the demolition check. Just to reiterate, yeah, it does look like it was from the inside out. They look like a collection of small explosions, and now with the close examination, you can absolutely confirm it. It was some sort of plasma warhead or plasma charge.
All right. And the fusion blocks aren't plasma, right? They are something else.
No, you're correct. They are high explosive.
Right. Al would say several small plasma charges to create a big one, which means one of two things. Someone fired rapidly with a small to medium type of plasma weapon, or someone took the time to plant at least a dozen charges of plasma explosives and then blew them all at once.
Possibly to try and get out in an emergency quickly.
Oh.
What I'm kind of thinking is something happened that wasn't supposed to happen in an accident, and they needed to get out immediately, ASAP.
But it would take less time to just open the doors. Either something mechanical had to fail, which is unlikely, or someone trapped them in here.
Or the nuclear power core exploded, or went offline, or had a rupture, or something like that, and that's why we're getting radiation.
Al would look to Blink. Blink, you know this base better than any of us. Would there have been any backup power supplies if a nuclear generator did go out? Anything that could open those doors?
She says, no. That was a major flaw. That's why we kept an eye on the power core the entire time. We had no backup system.
So the core
She says, if we have to find out what happens, there's only one way.
Yeah. Let's keep going.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was still in character. And you don't have to get going, but obviously Blink is extremely anxious.
Yeah. I would just, like he'd say while they're going, he would just say, so maybe there was a containment failure and someone blew their way out. My memory, the behemoth was stored here, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. And actually, a lot of this stuff you guys know from memory, which is why I made it such a big display. In storage, actually, that's a considerably large storage bay. Typically was being used for equipment, parts, and whatnot. But since it was all used to repair the ships, it was quite empty. And it came to agreement that you would store the behemoth and your belongings in there, and they wouldn't be touched until your return.
And
if you ever did return.
Assuming we don't see a behemoth here.
Well, you haven't been to the storage bay.
Oh, okay.
You're still in Hangar Bays 2 and 3.
Did the behemoth have any sort of plasma weapons on it?
It had
Are you asking me as the DM? Yep.
Yeah.
Piph just answered. Yes, you had a lot of plasma mini missiles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm starting to think of possibilities. But yeah, we keep going. Seeing how distraught Blink is.
So, which direction do you guys want to go? Why don't you just tell me to what area you want to investigate first, and then, I'll narrate the journey there and go from there. Does that sound fair?
We're in 2 and 3 right now, right?
Yes, you are. 2 and 3, yes.
Okay. I think we should probably head to storage first.
It's closest.
Yeah, it's closest, and then make our way down this way, unless you want to go up.
I think finding out what happened first, like for example, going here, because here's my thought. I'm assuming Inferno that I could tell like the explosions are cold, so they didn't happen very recently. Like
yes, you aren't able to determine an exact time, but you're able to determine recent or not, and it did not happen recently, correct?
So if there is anyone up here alive, they'll probably still be alive in 10 minutes. You know what I mean? So we can find out what happened first, and then sweep for survivors if we think at that point there might be any.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys want to go to? Sorry, what have you guys decided on? Which direction you want to go?
I think we're gonna go past storage and check storage real quick, and then continue on to the nuclear core.
Okay, great. So, as mentioned before, the second you get about halfway through the hangar bay, you're going to be losing light. What are you going to be using as a light source?
All right. Patrick will use his ring to use the flashlight feature. If I can just remember what the command word for it was. It's been so long. I believe there is daylight, but I believe that's the orb.
Hmm?
Well, poop. I'd have to look that up.
You can just say you use your ring for now. It's okay.
Yeah.
All right. And that will emit, I think it was about 30 or 40 feet worth of light. So easy enough for all four of you to navigate. No problem. Okay. So you head towards storage first. And when you enter the metallic halls of Lzone Prime, at your feet, about 7 feet away from this exit from the hangar bay to the main hallway itself, you see on the ground an unmoving corpse. Something with a black chitinous hide. It's approximately 7 feet tall, and it has multiple arms and a bug-like face. It's sitting on its side, so you're able to see in the pale light of Patrick's ring very clearly. Wait for it to upload. Uploading. Very clearly, a being that was you've encountered once before, called a Zytagik.
Fucking Zytagiks.
Al would examine the corpse to see, looking for cause of death.
I would like you. There are going to be hidden modifiers, obviously, because it's an alien.
Right.
So once again, I want you to roll, since that's more of an analysis, we'll go with medical doctor. And I just need to know how much you succeed or fail by, and that will let me know, what modifiers. You know what I mean?
Got it, right. So I'm just going to roll. 48 out of 65. So I succeeded by 15, 16, 17.
Okay. You take a few minutes to examine the alien body. Due to its exoskeleton, you can't see any sort of physical wound on it whatsoever. However, you are not familiar with this species whatsoever to determine any other cause of death. All you know is that it wasn't due to physical trauma.
All right. Al's going to say, I don't know what killed this thing, but it wasn't a gunshot blast or physical trauma of any kind. Maybe radiation or something else, but if there's one, Al just kind of leaves the rest hanging.
So, to be exact, the command word was moonlight, and the light source is equivalent to 2 to 3 candles.
Oh, okay, that's very, very dim. Are you sure you don't want to do the daylight one?
I will most likely do full moon, which is...
Yeah, full moon, yeah. And what's the radius of that?
That is 60 feet of light.
Oh, 60, great. That gives you guys quite a bit to investigate with. Great. Okay, after encountering this body, do you guys still want to pop by storage and then towards the nuclear power core?
Yeah, I think we still need to find out what happened here.
Okay. Yeah. You go to storage, and you remember that there is some significant security protocols, and Blink actually moves ahead of you, prepared to use them. She then realizes that the power is out, and she mentions, as you walk to there, that we might need to breach the doors because they are significant. right? Pretty much everything of mechanical value was left there. So for security purposes, they left it as tight as a drum. But as you approach the threshold of the large storage area, you see that both sets of double doors are completely wide open. You step inside, and in the pale light of the globe that is hovering over Patrick's, is it over your hand or your head?
He would probably put it over his head.
Over his head. You see that, with the exception of a few tools and hunks of unused mega damage materials, there is nothing else in the storage bay.
Okay. Okay. That's probably what they did then, because that's where the behemoth was supposed to be, correct?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, that's probably what they did then. They took the behemoth because they had to, which is understandable. We just need to figure out where the hell they went with it.
Well, it's possible Pam was still with them.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. I'm just not entirely sure where she would take it.
Well, when we get out of here, we can maybe try and contact it. But let's
continue on. Let's go to the power core and see what happened. I want to know what happened here.
Agreed.
Okay. As you continue down the hallways towards the power core, you turn around the corner, and it is here that you see the first signs of what appears to be some sort of battle or struggle. You see one human figure without any sort of body armor or whatnot on them, lying on the ground. However, there are significant wounds on their torso and upper legs. In addition, there are two other Zytekik corpses, both of which don't look like they have any form of exterior damage, but have these long-bladed knives in their hands. With the exception of... one of them has a long-bladed knife in his hand. The other one has what appears to be some sort of strange alien rifle.
Al?
Yeah?
Just to get a time frame, because we would know this person. It's a human being that's dead on the floor without... Okay. How long do you think they've been dead? Can you examine them?
Give me a moment. Yeah, and I would try and examine them.
Roll it, homie.
Alrighty.
New body, new roll.
Failed by 2.
Damn.
By 2?
Yeah.
That's not too bad. You can't get an exact date. The wounds on them are making it a little bit difficult. However, you can estimate this happened approximately between 2 and 4 weeks ago.
All right.
Not that bad.
Al would say between half a month to a month ago.
Okay. I would like to try and grab the alien-looking knife and gun.
Okay. Yeah, you have it.
Cool.
You'll carry it with you. Just make a note of it.
Yeah.
Patrick will glance over there to doing that and go, that might not be the best idea.
Oh?
If I know radiation, it is most likely radiating those things.
Then I'll put them back down.
Continuing on to the power core, my friends.
Yeah,
Yes.
probably a little more quickly. Like I'd probably like maybe we should pick up the pace, guys.
Oh, Link has no problems with that.
Right.
So you go. You quickly take a quick glance at the right through the hangar bay 1, but you can't see past the initial threshold. But as you head towards where the power core is, the nuclear core is, once again the blast doors are left completely open. And you've noticed that the console used to lock and unlock the doors looks like it's been physically smashed somehow by some sort of blunt weapon. Inside, you see a very, very large generator. Clearly, now that you've had some experience with the nuclear cores in ships, it is very clearly a nuclear device, a power device, used on a medium-sized shuttle. With one exception, a huge crack on the left side of it. And those with any sort of mechanical knowledge are able to figure that itself, without question, is the cause of the radiation breach. A leak has been created. Off to the left-hand side of the room, by what appears to be some sort of console, now completely deactivated, used to monitor the readouts of the nuclear core, you find a collection of 3 more Zytekik and 1 more human being. And this human being, you recall. Now, although since you spent 4 months on Lzone Prime preparing for your journey in space, you got to know quite a few individuals. Now, not every single member you knew by name or were best friends, but you definitely were acquaintances with a fair number of them. This fellow was Frederick Simons. He had a very interesting posh little English accent, and he's one of the very few folks that were from orbit who decided not to return. And he was one of the few who had any sort of engineering knowledge that stayed behind. He is at the bottom of the heap of the 3 Zytekiks, which appear to have fallen upon him. And he has a variety of wounds, and he was actually wearing what appears to be some sort of protective armor. However, it is covered in cuts and small blasts. His right hand hangs limply over his head, as if he was stretching to reach something and then fell behind him.
Is there anything in front of him that it looks like he could have been trying to reach for?
No, only the console.
Shit.
One other note, it looks like he died fighting, like he was struggling with these things. And the dead gritted look on his face reinforces that.
Well, now we have a good idea what happened. Just have no idea how. We've only seen these things once, and they weren't even from this place.
Well, I don't know how common they are, but Lee definitely knew who they were. Not quite sure if it's through his travels or somewhere here on Earth.
Yeah.
All right. I'm all for making a quick sweep for survivors just in case and then getting out of here before, and he kind of kicks one of the Zytekik with the toe of his boot. They decide to come back.
Patrick will look around mostly at the notable things, the pile of bodies, the crack, and then say, yeah, we should get moving.
Okay, where do you guys want to head to next?
Well, if everyone else is okay with it, my thoughts would be to make just a quick, basically run of everywhere to see if there's any survivor. Actually, no. Al would simply ask this: Blink, is there any part of this base that could be sealed off from radiation, or is this entire base uninhabitable?
He says the only thing that was protected was the hydroponics and water filtration. You can't contaminate the food.
So if anyone in here is still alive, that's where they'd be.
Yeah, she says quietly.
Right.
And they could theoretically last a very long time in there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go check it out. Blink, are you okay?
I'll be better when we're out of here. And if what you say is true, that means most people made it out alive. And you're behemoth, but they made it out nevertheless. That's the important thing. The rest of this place, well, it was just a facility, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I guess we're headed towards the hydroponics and water filtration lab.
Okay. Give me a moment. Poor Frederick. Okay. So bypassing Hangar Bay 1, you go through there. So I'm assuming right at this juncture, you're going to be making a straight right for the hydroponics and water filtration. Okay, great. As you move towards this juncture right here, two important things to know. You could come across two more dead Zytekik bodies, both of them this time with weapons, what appears to be projectile weapons in their hands, but once again doesn't seem to have any sort of a sign of physical damage. The other thing is that you notice, unlike most of actually everything else that you've investigated, a little bit further ahead, just on the edge of Patrick's 60-foot light, you can see a little bit more of just those green wisps of what possibly could be chlorine gas hanging on the ground, probably about an inch or so of it, up towards this hallway. What you can see down this hallway in the back the way that you've come, it hasn't had that much gas. There hasn't been any gas clinging to the ground.
All right. Well, Al would be for moving on and getting out of here because it's creeping. Like, I mean, this is a creepy thing that's going on.
Mm-hmm. So you continue to move down the hallway itself, and for once it appears that there has been for once you come across, you can see just on the edge of the 60-foot vision, you're around here or so, you can actually see the door itself is closed. Now these doors are they're thick blast style doors, but they're on rollers. Okay, so they can be powered by electricity, right? But they can also be manually closed and open. Imagine like a giant freezer door, that you can kind of slide open and slide close. It requires a considerable amount of strength, probably 2 or 3 people, but it can be done. I'd like all of you to roll me a D100, please. Patrick, you're pretty darn certain you hear movement on the other side of that door.
Patrick will go up to the door and he will rap on it twice.
This time, all of you definitely hear some sort of movement, and you hear a clang as if something metallic is falling on a metallic ground, on a metallic ground, like metal on metal. But you don't hear any words, but just shuffling.
I would like to gently knock on the door.
A little bit more shuffling, and that's it.
What do you guys want to do?
Is there any survivors? He'll ask out loud.
No response. Blink says, could they be hurt in there? Could they be weak? What are you guys hesitating for?
Well, there were two beings that we found, humans and these things.
She says, okay. Then what's the problem? And she, well, you can't, you just hear her voice. If they're people, we help them. If they're the things, we fucking kill them.
Is this door the only thing preventing the radiation from getting to them?
She hesitates for a moment. I think so.
Then if those are people and they're simply not hearing us, we could be dooming them.
You can see even in the exoskeletal power armor suit, her shoulders slump a little bit. Damn it,
I know.
Right, Tom.
I know. What do you guys want to do?
Are you willing to have Blink do something? Is that cool?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Cool. She pushes past you a little bit, and she thumps really, really hard on there, on the door, so much that actually leaves little small dents. And she says through an amplified voice, "If anyone's in there, give us a sign that you're human and that you're okay." Another clang. And that's it.
Al would say loudly, "If you can understand us, clang 3 times in rapid succession."
Is there any response?
You hear one clang, and then it isn't until a good 90 seconds, a good minute and a half, another clang follows, and there isn't a third.
Okay. How... this is extremely radiated. How long do you think somebody could survive in this environment? And how fast do you think we could get them back to the Rhapsody?
Well, actually, and this would be a good question. Would Al know, is there any form of treatment in this world for radiation sickness?
There is, and the Rhapsody does have it.
Okay. Then Al would say, well, we might be able to. Either they can understand us, but they can't let us know, or they're not who we think they are. Either way, we've got to open this door.
Yeah, we do.
So how about one of us opens it and everyone else gets ready to lay down fire?
That sounds good.
Yeah.
I'll open it.
What's your physical strength score?
Or I'll try to open it. Let me rephrase that. 15?
Roll me a D100, please.
Haha!
You move it a quarter of an inch.
Ah, crap.
Blink says, I have the exoskeleton suit. Let me get ready, Tom.
All right. I'll take out my tranq rifle.
Okie dokie. What's everyone else got ready?
I have the plasma injector. I believe that's what's called.
And Al's going to get the juicer rifle ready.
Okay. Blink throws open the door, and directly in front of you, you can see, I don't know if you guys can see the little picture of this kind of little hydroponics here. I'll make it a little bit bigger. What you see here, I'll put it bigger and I'll put it down here. But you can see this tunnel, this hydroponics area, and you take a quick glance, and you don't see anyone immediately in your viewpoint from the threshold of the doorway that Blink just tore open. You do see quite a few plants, however, and what appears. I want those with botany. Roll me a D100, please, and let me know how much you succeed or fail by.
Okay. I succeed by 16.
Okay. You're able to determine just quickly at a glance, without minutes of examination, but you're able to quickly tell an interesting pattern. You know that from your time in space and your time here on Lzone Prime, when plants are ready to be harvested, they're done so in stages. So there's a variety of growth patterns, right? And typically what people do to cultivate it is they don't harvest everything at once and leave it bare, right? They kind of do it in stages. In this case, it looks like someone harvested the closest plants as quickly as possible and stripped the plants completely bare. Until you hear a clang directly to your right, pinging from this direction.
All right. Let's go there quickly.
Okay. Who's going first?
Al, Patrick, do you want to go first?
I guess I can go first. Or actually, no. I mean, theoretically, the person in the power armor should probably go first.
Give me a sec. Patrick is going to start casting a spell.
Okay, what are you going to cast?
Armor of Ithin.
Oh, sweet. All right.
And then he's going to round the corner.
All right. Well, as it takes you a few seconds to cast that spell, and as you round the corner, something is rounding the corner towards you. And you nearly collide with a droopy-eyed, multi-eyed, mandible-wearing Zytekik. Roll for initiative, everyone.
I thought you were going to say human at the end.
Zytekik human?
No. I thought you were going to say like droopy-eyed, mandible-wearing human.
Hunam.
Human.
Hunam. All right, I'm going to just open up Rift's initiative. We haven't used this in a while.
You see, Tyrath, I told you not to expect.
Oh my god, the last time you guys did this, when you were facing the mutant cockroaches on Mars, that's bananas.
Here, I'll switch everything from X's.
Keys? Okay, I'll put in Blink. Oh, Blink's right here. And I'll put in, I'm going to call, I know they're called Zytekiks, but I'm going to call it a Sick Tick Ick. Spoiler alert.
Okay. That didn't actually work.
I get it.
Radiation poisoning. Yay. Nora's not here, so I'll drop her down here.
Well, okay.
Sorry.
For a brief peek, guys, here's the initiative business. It's probably a bit off screen. Let me go check. That's fine.
Now I gotta roll initiative. Okay. All right, we're good for a sort. Oh, never mind. We have to sort again.
Sorting.
All right, Tom, you're first. Now, we didn't say the. Let me paint the scene a little bit clearer for you guys, okay? The hallways are 10 feet tall and 8 feet wide, which is enough for two of you in body armor to stand side by side, and Blink to take up pretty much the entire area. Okay? Now, before we roll combat, I'm going to give you guys the benefit of the doubt and determine who was after Patrick, whether you want Blink in front of you or Blink behind Tom and Al. If Blink is in front of Tom and Al, they're going to not be able to see or do very much because she's going to be taking up a lot of the space, you know? So now getting further into the room towards this water filtration area, the height is still the same, but the width gets a little bit bigger, about 12 feet.
I'm personally cool with what you guys want to do.
Okay.
Well, if I want to be fair, I did say the person in power armor should go first. So saying that, I think I should probably stick with that.
Okay, so then it's going to be Patrick in front of Blink, and then Blink, and then Tom and Al directly behind her.
Sure.
Okay. And right now, you're pretty much at the corner of this area, or at least Patrick is, and he is less than a foot away from the Zyta kick. Okay, so top of the order then. Tom, well, both Tom and Al, you go before Blink. This did not get sorted properly. This is weird. Why is the initiative not sorted properly? Why is Blink after Patrick?
It's fine.
There we go. Tom, Al, I'm going to give you both a shot. What would you guys like to do, spend your turn right now doing, if anything?
Actually, Al would probably, if he could do a paired action with Blink, or if she'd be willing to.
She's willing. It depends on what it is real quick.
Al was just gonna tell her to say Blink, kneel, and then when she kneels, put the rifle over her shoulder so that he can still get shots off.
Okay. Totally doable. Let's do a paired action right now, because kneel takes all of what, half a second to say. Gives her another half a second to respond, about 1 second. So yeah, you sling your rifle over her shoulder, and you see Patrick and the Zyta kick right there.
Got it.
Very close, within 5 feet away.
I would like to spend this action putting away the tranq rifle and just readying my wrist laser.
Okay, so that'll take one action. Al, are you going to fire?
Yes.
Okay. So you can... I give you two options. You can fire in the same turn it takes for Blink to sit down and sling her over his shoulder. That will be a wild shot, which means it's a 50-50 chance of hitting Patrick. Or you can take another action, spend a second or two to line up the shot nice and carefully, and take a called shot on the Zyta kick. There's still a small chance of hitting Patrick, but it's not nearly as much as the wild.
Yeah, he'll take the time.
Okay, so we'll spend another action on your part. And what I'd like you to do, so it's a called shot, right? So add your to aim bonus. There's no negative modifiers. You just need to get over a 12 to hit the Zyta kick.
Got it. So I'm going to do an aim shot. +8. 19.
Okay, so roll damage.
Did 11.
11 damage. So the what color is the beam that comes out of your rifle?
I believe the aim shot is a red to orangish laser, and then the ions are blue, but I'm firing the laser.
Nice. Okay, the laser. So a reddish orange light quickly preps out of the tip of your gun, hits this thing right in the shoulder, scorching its carapace, but doing no huge amounts of damage. But there's a scorch mark. You definitely heard it. Okay, so Patrick, it's your turn.
Patrick, having his weapon ready, but obviously surprised by the thing being right there, He's going to spend his turn backing up into the hydroponics
area. Okay,
Yeah.
so kind of swiveling around the other side of it. Okay, that makes sense. Excellent. Do you want to do anything while you're moving?
Other than just being careful of movement, no, not really.
Okay, great. So you're super careful of movement, so you don't actually trip over anything, and you can clear a good. Do you want to get as much space between you and it as possible?
Yes, I would say he would probably be
Okay.
trying to do
So,
that.
so then you're able to move to the opposite wall of the hydroponics area, which gives a good 10 feet distance between you and the Zytekik that's still standing there.
Right.
Okay? However, this thing, very, very surprised, let's see, lunges around further around the corner towards Blink, Al, and Tom, the originators of what made them, which hurt it. And with a clawed hand, it swipes out towards Blink. It's going to roll 1d. It'll hit Blink, and if Blink dodges, she'll mess up Al's shots and Tom's shots and whatnot. And she's pretty solid in the armor. So instead of what she's going to do is a simultaneous attack. And with a bit of a angry noise coming from beneath her powered armored helmet, she slams a fist in right underneath where its chin would be, right underneath where the mandibles are. So she'll do a roll to hit, and then they'll both do damage. She misses. She hits the air. She what's the term? Words
Is it
failing me.
Gauges, Miss Gauges.
Miss Gauges, yeah, I guess Miss Gauges. I don't even know if that's a word, but underestimates. That's what she underestimates the distance between the two, and she just hits air. While the Zytekik, let me just quickly take a quick peek. Oh, it needs 2 actions to do this. It's a power attack. Doing 4 damage to the armor. Okay. Is this Mila's armor or who's? This is, I think, Al's Starscream armor, correct?
Yeah, we'll say it's Al's because we only need one of them. Mila's not here, so yeah, we'll use Al's.
Yeah, make it fair. Can you take 4 damage to the main body of that armor for me,
Sure.
Squee, if you're able to?
I can do that.
Thank you. And that brings us back to the top to Tom. This thing is like 2 feet away from you. Not even.
Okay. Really? Not even
it's
2
really
feet away.
close. Yeah, not even 2 feet, because like Blink takes up. He's like right in Blink's face, and you're about 2 feet away from Blink. Maybe even closer.
So then he would be able to trying to parry my laser blast, my wrist laser, right?
Maybe.
Close.
Only one way to find out. Maybe. Yeah.
Would I be able to technically be in melee combat or no?
I will give you the option. You can right now you're technically in melee combat, but it'll take you like no time at all to step back like 1 step, and then you're out of melee combat.
Okay, I'll take a step back and fire into the Zytekik. I would have to fire over Blink, so that would probably be a penalty. So I'll try and do a called shot to the head.
Well,
of the
technically, what Blink? Okay, great. Called shot to the head solves that problem. If you hit the main body, Blink technically would be cover for it, right? But since you're doing a called shot to the head, doesn't matter. So heads up, a head is a -6 to hit. You have to get over 12.
Get over 12, so -6.
Wait, let me double check. It's -6. Don't roll yet. And then let me confirm. Open up El Custom Combato Guido. Heads is -6. Yeah, I did remember that correctly. Okay.
And because I'm aiming, +4, so that's -2. Roll. No.
You missed the head, but you're within. Well, you're definitely within 50 feet, so it's enough to hit the main body. However, roll me D100, please. Yep.
Yeah.
She's about 50% cover right now.
Damn.
You hit blank. Roll damage, please.
Damn it. 2d6 + 2.
All right, Squee, can you do 10 more damage to the main body of that armor?
I'm on it.
Tom will say, "Shit, sorry."
She can't feel it. It's okay. All right, go ahead, Al. It's your turn.
Al's considering. Okay, Al's gonna do a called shot as well, to the head.
Okay, same modifiers, -6. Now, are you doing it from your same position, or are you also going to be like Tom and taking a step backwards?
Yeah, I'm gonna be like Tom and take a step back.
Okay, so now you're not in melee group.
So it's +2. All right, and
roll with D100.
All right.
Roll damage.
19.
Oh, thank you. I forget this macro is 19 damage.
Ooh, 3
okay.
sixes.
Luckily you missed the head, but you hit it just under the chest plate. Is this the laser again, or is this the eye?
Yeah. Oh dear lord, I'm not trying to fire a burst shot.
Okay, good call. All right, this time the laser hits it square in the chest, and a much bigger scorch mark it creates. It's a little bit charred. It's black. You can kind of see it being the grit of charred, chitin plate. It kind of hits the air. Okay, so good job. It's going to be Blink's turn. She is going to... Ooh, I know what she's going to do. She's going to try to trip it. That's enough to hit. The Zytekik is going to spend an action to try to dodge out of the way. All right, Zytekik. See how good your dodge be. It's good enough. It can, perhaps due to the cramped quarters, Blink tries to shoot out her right leg to kind of hit it in its ankle. And this thing is able to have the wits enough to step backwards and avoid such a blow. Patrick, it's your turn.
Did it step back into view, or did it?
It's in view of you.
All right.
No, it's in view of you. It stepped back closer towards you, so now it's 9 feet away.
Okay.
Oh my god. Go ahead. I just can't do anything. There we go.
I'm gonna try to hit this.
With
my chemical rifle. I'm assuming since I'm aiming down like this, that I'm most likely not gonna hit my teammates.
Most likely, as long as you hit it. Yep.
All right. So if I do miss, because I can't really see what's going on.
Okay, here, hold up a second. Hold up a second. Let me paint. Let's use the whiteboard to make it a little bit easier for you guys, okay?
Okay.
So we're in line with what I visualize and what you visualize, okay? Okay, so let me just draw a few rectangles first and foremost. All right, so this is what... Okay, so this is the door you guys went through, right? Then you went to your right towards this area. This is around the corner of the water filtration system, okay? Zytekik is right currently right here. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Patrick, you're here behind it. Blink is here. And Al and Tom are there.
Oh.
Yep. Because it was rounding this corner.
Oh.
You went rounding corner to the south, right? So unfortunately, there, if you miss it, you are going to be able to hit them. And to finish kind of painting the scene here a little bit, let you know where the other two bays are. Here's the one. Oh, that's not right. Draw shape. Gray. Here's the one where the botanical, and then this is the other pod. Yep. So does that give you a better representation of where you are?
Yes, I understand
Good.
exactly where I am now.
Awesome. It doesn't look pretty, but it lets everyone know where they are, right?
Indeed. My gosh. So I like ran past it.
Yeah, because I remember like it was you and like just a second. Like you and it were like face to face going around the corner here, right? And then you said, "Oh, I want to get past it." I'm like, "Okay, so you go beyond it and you're up against the wall and now you're there, right?" I'm assuming you went around it, right? As you described. I didn't know you meant going because you couldn't go backwards because Blink was in the way, right?
Right. All right. Just don't change anything. I'm okay with the situation. I'm just gonna show what I thought. I thought we were here.
Yeah.
In this hallway, and this is the round the corner. We ran into each other here, and then I went this way.
No, because I guess that was the miscommunication. Because I said when I pinged it, I said the sound's coming from here.
Yeah.
And then you guys went to investigate, so I went around that corner, and I pointed to that corner, but it was really, really small. You know what I mean, with a small arrow on a big map, so that's fine.
I'm good with this. All right.
What are you doing?
Oh boy. Patrick's going to move here next to him. And he's gonna cast a spell.
Okay, so we'll use 2 of your actions to do that, because that's half. What spell are you casting?
I'm going to cast Trance.
Okay. Give me a moment as I just quickly look at that description. Is that just from the main rulebook, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, great. Then I can just search it by putting in Trance.
Darude Sandstorm starts playing.
No. No.
I'll mute myself again.
Not Death Trance.
Inferno's like, it's
just called Trance?
Duh.
It's just called Trance.
Oh, there it is. Give me a moment. Trance. Interesting. Okay, so I have to save versus magic spell. Or it has to save versus magic spell. Now, I believe because you're magic student, you make your spell stronger by, is it 1?
It's 1 at the moment, absolutely, yes.
Okay, so then I just will take away one of its bonuses. So instead of being +2, it's at +1. High goes to the defender. Right? It's the save versus spell magic is 12, correct?
Yes.
Yes. So unfortunately, Ty goes to defender. It looks like for a moment you cast your spell, a small white light hovers around its bug-like face. Its eyes blink a little bit, but it shakes its head, and you can see that the spell is not in effect.
Okay.
Now it's its turn. It's out of actions. However, Tom, Al, roll me a D100, please. You hear a clang behind you.
Fantastic.
Tom, your turn.
I'm gonna turn around.
You see another of these Zytekit creatures.
Okay.
Sluggishly move around the corner towards you.
Okay, which corner? Is it this one?
Yeah, I'm just doing my initiative thing first here.
Okay,
It
cool.
is this corner, yes.
All right. I am going to say out loud to the others while unsheathing both of my swords that we have company behind us. Then I'll start moving that way. If you want to take multiple actions, that's cool with me.
We'll say, if you want to attack at the same time, we'll say 2 actions. To say what you're doing, unsheathing, and moving towards it to attack it. It's very, very close. That's only like a 15 feet away, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can either spend 1 action and not attack, or 2 actions and attack.
I won't attack.
Okay, so just 1 action then. As you move to engage within melee range of this creature. Al, your turn.
Well, Al's gonna say, if they're in here, humans aren't. Let's get out of here.
Okay. That's your turn. Oh, you are mected off. Blink agrees, and what she's going to do is she's going to try and shove this creature, knock it on its butt, so maybe Patrick can get through. So she's going to roll a hit. Come on, Blink, don't roll a 1. You're regular to strike. Good. She hits it. Now we're going to be doing an opposed roll. Her physical strength in the exoskeleton suit. Just doing a quick comparison here. Oh, wow. Okay. And it just rolls a 1d20. God damn it. A +7 didn't save her. So she tries to give it a shove. And unfortunately, she manages to connect with its chest, but it just stumbles a few feet back. So now there is a gap, but it's not on its back or anything like that. So it's like here now. I know we could be actually using your tokens, but you know, whatever, fuck it. And Patrick's there. Well, you know, actually, wait a second. Why am I not using these tokens? Here,
It's good question. It's good question.
Let's do the Tom and the Patrick and the hey and the what and the now. So there's Al. Let me know if you can control your tokens, guys. Tom and Patrick.
I cannot control my token.
Okay, I'll fix that in a moment here. Oh my God, why am I not using? Well, because I wasn't planning. I was planning on just doing this in the theater of the mind. But, I guess things changed. Controlled by Patrick. It says you should be able to control your token there, Patrick. Oh, this one doesn't have Tom, though. Save changes.
Yeah, mine's... I can't do mine.
Yeah, I'm doing yours right now. Al. You got yours,
Yeah,
Patrick?
I can do it.
Yep, I can do mine.
Perfect. Oh,
I
God.
can't control the bee for Blink.
Don't worry. I'll worry about the B for Blink. All right. We'll just pretend with B for Blink. Okay.
Right.
So that was Blink's turn. Patrick, it's your turn.
So retreat was called, and this guy was knocked back a few. Oh boy. Yeah, Patrick will try to squeeze by.
So, if you like, you can do a paired action with Blink. Actually, it'll be a triple paired action. Maybe with Al, Blink, and Patrick. If you each spend an action, Patrick will move back, Blink will move back, Al will move back, to make sure no one's getting in anyone's way. Make sense?
Sure.
If everyone... Blink is fine using her action.
Yeah, I'm fine. Do you mind if I say
Mhm.
something while he does it, or?
Sure, you can talk and move. That makes sense.
Al would just say, "Everyone, get to the door. I can hold them off from there until we get out of here."
Okay. Unfortunately, though, heads up.
Mm-hmm.
No, Blink will be able to get through the door. It's going to be tight, but she'll be able to. Okay, I got an idea for this. All right, so here, let me mark off an action for Al, Blink, and Patrick. Okay. Patrick, what's your speed value?
19.
Okay, that you can easily get past the door. That's definitely within 19 feet away. Not a problem. Okay. So you can slip past the door. Blink is going to move past the door behind you. Now, Al, I'd like you to roll me a balance check because she's going to nudge you. No modifiers.
Got it.
It's not a big nudge. As she tries to slide on past.
What's my balance check? Is okay. I succeed by 30.
Okay, great. So she nudges you, but you're able to stay by the doorway without any sort of problem. And that's that. And Blink is here. Goodbye, stupid letters. See you in hell. All right. That was technically Patrick's turn that happened. So now it is Zytakick number 2, the one that's engaged with Tom. This one you see has a small serrated knife in its hand, and it's going to try to stab at you, Tom. But you can tell that its swing is very slow and easily to predict. Okay, like it's swinging over its head, and you've never seen it. Like typically, this thing, sharp little jabs. This is like a drunken punch. It might barely connect with you, but you do have bladed weapons. You could parry if you wish, and that won't take an action.
Oh, I would like to parry.
Yeah, then roll and add your parry bonus.
Okay. I parry.
Yes, you easily parry it to one side. Easily.
This guy's a joke. I mean, come on.
Whoa.
You're not even trying,
Calm
mister.
down, Vern.
Your turn, Tom.
Vern,
What?
don't antagonize God.
I'm not
Oh, it's not
antagonizing
me.
God. I'm antagonizing this thing.
My creations.
There's
Inferno
it's your
just
turn.
proved my point.
Tom, it's your turn. You heard Al's suggestion for retreat.
Okay, I will do that. Bink.
Okay, yeah, easily. What's your speed value?
My speed value is 15.
Yep, that's within 15 feet. That's fine. You'll get right there though. That's perfect, actually. Tom, Al, your turn.
Okay, so I have a question. I want to cast a spell. I've got 2 things left. How do you want to play that?
What it's gonna do? This happened during the ambush as well. All right, it's going to take 4 actions. No, 3 actions. Rounding. Yeah, I'll round down for you. It's going to take 3 actions, so these 2 and your next one. But it won't go off until next round.
Got it.
Right? Typically, we let magic resolve the same time it's used unless it bleeds over into next round, right? Otherwise, it wouldn't be fair. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, you can cast a spell, but the Zytakicks and whatever can act before it happens.
Got it. All right, so I want to start casting. What's it called? Give me a second. Where am I?
Zytakick killer.
Energy field.
Oh, okie dokie. I believe that's like a 30-foot radius or something. So what are you going to try to cover here?
Well, let's see. I can cover it up to 60 feet, but really all I want to do is cover the door, so that they can't.
Isn't it like a bubble or something? I could have sworn it was like a bubble. Let me look at it.
And if I have to, I mean, I'm pretty sure you're right. And that's what I was imagining. But a bubble set in such a place that they can't get around it.
So show me on the map where the bubble touched you. Show me on the map.
So my thought would be
roughly give me a visualization, something to work here.
Basically,
because I don't know if it's going to cover you or it's going to be trying to block the area or what the deal is.
How do I make hang on, how do I make a circle?
It's so stupid. You have to hold Alt.
Okay, got it. So yeah, basically, I want to make a bubble like this, something like that.
Okay. I see what you're going for. Okay. Done. All right. So you start casting the spell. So we're going to put 2 X's and 1 T, and it won't resolve until this X here. You can't see it, but trust me. Okay. Blink. Blink can't fire over everything, so she's just going to skip her turn. As this sidekick that was engaged with Tom slowly lurches over towards Tom and tries to take another drunken swing at him.
Okay.
Well, I don't want to say drunken. It's the closest descriptor I got, though.
Weak, slow, heavy-handed.
Yeah, like heavy-handed. I like that. That's good.
Parry.
You parry it. Once again, you parry it. The sound of your Vibrosword, maybe that's doing the parrying?
Yes.
Vibrosword on that alien metal makes a small spark and a little ting as you knock it off to one side easily. Tom. It's just you and the sidekick that's left.
Yeah. Yeah, I would like to, with a thought, ignite the flame sword. So I will burn 15 ISP.
Okay, do so.
Then I will attack it with the vibro sword first.
Okay.
1d20 plus 4. 21.
It will attempt to parry. It needs a natural 20, which it gets.
Wow. Wow.
Easily. Perhaps it was a ruse. Perhaps it was trying to make you feel comfortable. But you think you have this thing dead to rights. You plunge your blade right at its chest, and with a surprise, a knife that was hovering over its head with one of its insect-like arms swings down immediately and knocks it to one side, and you just go beyond. You miss it completely. An amazing act of dexterity.
Damn. Its turn.
And it's going to continue to try to stab at you. Another lurch.
Parry. I parry.
But you show it who the master of parrying is. You got one more attack this round.
Yes.
Or action.
I will attack again. This time with the flaming sword of fire.
Did you roll a 1?
No.
You did. You miss, unfortunately. Shit. Perhaps as a in-character suggestion, you were kind of taken aback by its amazing parry that you're not able to focus, and you just do a wide swing that completely goes off to the left of it.
I know what I can do. I was anticipating the wild thing, but he didn't do it this time, so I just swift air.
Okay, so a new melee round is happening. Tom, you start us off again.
Okay. I will attack it with the fire sword.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, so would you like to do once again, you can double your roll or roll double damage dice.
Let's roll double dice because that's fun.
Double dice damage.
That'll be
rolling more dice is always fun, even when it's virtual.
36 mega damage.
Wow. Good job. You plunge the sword right where its stomach would be if it was human, and you hear a splintering, crackling sound as the first, I'd say about 6 inches of your blade break through that carapace, and as flames blacken the giant wound. As you pull it out, you can see sizzling dark green blood ooze out of the wound. And this creature gives, for the first time, a noise, which sounds like a croaking bleat. Al, your spell goes off.
Woohoo.
So an energy field, a light blue energy field, surrounds Actually, Tom, you're able to bring back your blade in just enough time. And then suddenly, in between you and the Zytekik, is a crackling field of energy. I'm going to say now, thanks to Al's actions, the immediate threat is over with, so we can pause initiative combat if that's fine by you guys.
That's cool with me.
What is the duration of your spell, Al?
It is 1 minute per level of experience, so
not your overall experience, your students.
Right. So 4 minutes.
Okay, all right, good to know. You know, instinctively, you have about 4 minutes before that thing goes down.
Yeah, unless they destroy it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Al would say, "We've only got a few minutes. Let's go."
Okay.
Yeah.
Back the way we came, Blink asks.
Mm-hmm.
Al would nod.
Okay. Tom's speed value is 15. Patrick's speed value is 18.
19.
19, thank you, sorry. And Al, what's your speed value?
It is 21.
Okay. Okay. So let me shift you guys back towards the greater map here. And with great haste, the four of you move back towards the hall, back towards the hangar, entering it through this door and through the hole itself. Everyone roll me a D100, please.
14. 13.
42!
Thankfully, well, you said it with gusto. Thank you, Al. Fortunately, or perhaps unfortunately, all that you hear is nothing. All that you hear is nothing. Is just the eerie silence of when you first entered this area, when you reached that hole, that giant craterous hole. As you once again exit through the door, close the 30 feet to your Rover craft, and you're able to get in. Looking through that that blasted hangar bay one last time. Currently, you don't see any images following in the dark following after you. What would you guys like to do now?
Vroom vroom.
Okay,
Yes.
vroom vroom back to the
Vroom, vroom.
Rhapsody.
Vroom vroom very fast. Yes.
Okay, great. You're encouraging Patrick to go fast?
Well,
In the words of Independence Day, must go faster, must go faster.
Patrick, do you choose to go fast?
you know you don't have to. I mean,
Exactly. That's why I asked if. That's why I framed it as
we're just
choose.
passengers. You can just tell us to shut the hell up. I'm driving.
Oh yeah, that sounds
My
like
car.
Patrick.
yeah. Patrick is known to tell everyone to shut the hell up.
Well, I don't know Patrick anymore. I haven't known him to want to shoot somebody in the past.
Oh, anywho, back on point.
He had a gun for the longest time and has been shooting things, and now that he wants to shoot like a person, one of the like worst people that we've ever met, now you have like problems against him. Jeez.
Back
Thanks.
on point.
This is exactly the point.
Patrick, do you choose to go faster or not?
Since his friends are saying to go faster, he'll trust their insight into this.
All right, roll me a piloting check. Make it harder by 10, please.
Okay.
Okay, not a problem. Putting a little bit more pedal to the metal than when you first approach, you're able to clear the copse of trees, and you're rumbling towards the Rhapsody over the rough yellow, remnants of the vegetation of the open field that it's parked in. I'm gonna take a break here for a moment, just for a quick bathroom break. Feel free to get yourselves some water or relieve yourselves, but we'll be back here in a few minutes.
I'll be right back then.
Oh snap. Oh snap. Sidekicks weird spelling. Oh, shit, there was something I wanted to say something in chat. Oh, God. Shit. I think it was the... That's what it is. So Mila is the muscle, Al is the priest, Tom is the pyromaniac, and Patrick is unique. I like that statement.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Piffy. How are you?
Pretty good.
Let's go faster. Let's go faster.
You do know that I was joking with you, right, Piph?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Very cool.
Because Chad didn't think so.
Chat. Chat thinks Alicia and August are a couple too. So I mean, shows you how much chat.
You know, actually,
I
that
didn't
kind of
that. Mm-hmm. That crossed your mind too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although
I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth.
I think
because. Sorry, go ahead, Piffy.
I don't know, that nice gentleman that came in before seemed to have a better chance than August.
Yeah. Oh, you mean back when she had her little drunken stand with one of the security guys from the Endless Storytellers? Yeah.
What a nice guy. You can't listen to these scrubs in text land.
I don't know what that means. Oh, the chat.
Yeah.
Like, what is text land?
Yeah. The chat. Oh, Inferno.
Mm-hmm.
For like a good half hour.
Yeah.
When we were first starting, people were trying to guess Blink's age.
I know, I saw that.
It was kind of entertaining.
Sure. Well, there's nothing wrong with guessing. It's just fun.
Yeah.
Probably around 30 parsnips.
Parsnips is a food.
It's
But
parsnips.
Parsnips. Snaps. Oh, excuse me. Oh, is Squeepy back?
Ah, for shizzle.
Oh, good. All right. Well, let's get going here.
Okay.
All right. So you're able to make it back to the Rhapsody without incident. And you guys have deduced that due to some sort of incident involving these Zyticket creatures, your behemoth has been requisitioned by perhaps the survivors of Lzone Prime and used to make a hasty escape. Now, I'm going to let you know, so you guys, to assist you in planning in your next move, I'm moving you over to a general map of the area. Now, you'll notice some familiar city names, and you're going to notice about 4 other names that you're maybe not so familiar with. I decided that during those 4 months of preparing in Lzone Prime, you would have talked with people, you would have helped with scouting, and the whole shebang. And that means you would know some of the settlements that are typically around this area. Now, this, by all means, isn't every single settlement of human or DB life, but these are the ones that you're able to remember or recall or were brought up in a lot of briefings when it came to Lzone Prime personnel. Okay? They are Winter's Outpost, the town of Liberty, Parishton II, and Mossy Rock. You know very little about any of these areas, unfortunately, since you yourselves never traveled there. All you know is that they were sometimes used, either sometimes some of the outsiders who weren't from orbit, who came to assist the people in Lzone Prime, who were trusted Confederates. Either they were from these towns or they knew people from these towns. There has been some very, very light, discreet trade going on between these towns as well. Of course, they would never give away their own position, right? But there are some supplies that Lzone Prime has that they can't get, needs that they couldn't get anywhere else without some sort of trade. So sometimes they would send out one or two individuals, people like Omar, the fellow that you ran in first who had the appendicitis, or other people. There's another fellow that you actually remember by the name of, he was a DB fellow. His name was Peyton. He was a mutant, actually, but he was often confused as a DB because he had these rocky brown scabs on his forehead and the back of his hands. He was a very portly fellow, and you remember one of his jobs was to procure supplies from these different areas. You also seem to recall that either he was from Liberty or he knew a lot of people from Liberty. But if you guys have any other want to know anything else, let me know. But I'm going to leave it to you to kind of plan on what the heck to do.
How far away is Liberty by the Mars rovers?
Conventional ATV travel, maybe a day.
I have a suggestion, guys. So we have a radio that goes quite some distance. Hang on, let me see here. It's a two-way radio that can go 1,000 miles on Rift's Earth. Yep.
Does it say 1,000?
4,000 miles in space, 2,000 miles in atmosphere, 1,000 miles on Rift's Earth.
Sorry, people kept throwing the word 500 a lot. But yeah, 1,000 miles, yeah.
We could send out a general message, kind of the type that only people we know would know what we're talking about. Something like,
Maybe something relating to Omar and his appendix.
Or like Omar and his appendix, or our favorite mermaid with our big B, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that would work too.
Yes. Concerns. Since it will be broadcasting 1,000 miles, that's a lot of people who are going to get our message.
We are fairly close to New Quebec.
Well, here's the thing. My thoughts are, we have a radar going, right? Anyone who's like, the chances of someone being very close to us is unlikely. The chances of someone being farther away that could get to us in any amount of time that would matter would probably have to fly, and we would probably see them coming before they found us. And we're faster than most things, I think. So the chances of someone finding and catching us that we don't want is low.
It is pretty low because radio signals aren't really very beacon-like unless they're trying to track an already known broadcast.
And we don't give any locations. We just ask for them to respond back to us. And the Behemoth has, I think, a 500-mile radio. So if they're within that 500
that's
miles,
what it is.
yeah, if they're within that 500-mile radius, they could just respond back to us.
All right.
And then we can figure it out from there.
Okay.
So do you want to send out the signal right away?
Sure. You guys okay with that?
Okay. So why don't you let me know what the exact wording is?
Okay. I was thinking something like, we're some weary travelers from. Oh wait, no, we're some weary travelers looking for our.
From way up north, looking for our friends.
The Big Mermaid and our Behemoth is actually what they're called though. Looking for our friends, the Big Mermaid and her bigger two-legged metal friend. We understand that you ran into some trouble. If you are around and you can hear this, respond, please. Oh, wait, no. And our friends that know the fellow with the appendix. I would think. Well, actually, this would be a question. Was that story ever told around the base?
I'll leave it up to you guys. Since you would tell the story, Omar wouldn't mention it.
No, I said Patrick.
Yeah, I don't think Al would be, patient confidentiality stuff. So maybe not that one. So maybe we just stick with that one. We're friends from way up north, looking for we're weary travelers from way up north, looking for our friends, our favorite mermaid and her big two-legged metal companion. We heard you guys had some trouble, and if you can hear this, please respond to us.
Okay, great. Thank you for that. Now, my question is, with how many radio bands are you going to broadcast this on?
Okay. I would say all the ones that we commonly used on the Behemoth.
Okay, so ones that would be identified as trade one. Well, okay.
The personal ones to the Behemoth, I would think.
Okay.
Is it possible? I don't know if it's possible. Can we transmit only 500 miles, or do we have to transmit 1,000 miles? Is that something we can choose?
Yes, because you have you have Patrick, he can purposefully weaken the signal to ensure that only goes 500.
Okay, because if they can only respond within 500 miles, there's no reason to broadcast further than that.
Okay.
We can broadcast
so here's the thing about radio frequencies, right? There's a lot of them. Some of them are encoded, some of them are not, right? Mm-hmm. So sure, do you just want to use the ones that you use as your personal communications on the Behemoth? Because if they're changed, and radio frequencies can be changed very easily, there's a chance that they won't pick it up, right?
Maybe a couple.
Think about tuning into your radio into a radio station, right? The second someone changes that station, you could be broadcasting whatever, and if they're not picking it up, they're not picking up, right?
And it's true, and we're not even sure Pam's still with them. So if other people took it, they may have changed the radio transmissions to their preferred.
Mm-hmm. Actually, let's also make sure to broadcast on the ones that were used on Lzone Prime.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, exactly. These frequencies, you can do that as well. I'm just saying, I'm asking how many additional ones you want to do.
So why don't we try this one first? We can transmit on all the personal and Lzone Prime ones. Then, if that doesn't get us anywhere, we try general transmission.
All right, makes sense to me. All right, so you do the Lzone Prime tradition coordinates.
Mm-hmm.
How long do you guys want to wait in this field?
Why don't we wait a couple of hours at the very least for the first one, then switch to the next one, and then switch to the next one, keeping an eye on the radio and all, or the radar and all of that.
Here's a question. Is there any reason why we would want to be on the ground and not in the sky? Would it help us in any way to be on the ground?
Oh.
As far as the transmission of the radio signal?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we could probably be 1,000 feet in the sky and be much harder to track and have greater radar coverage. And If it wouldn't hurt the radio signal, then I don't see any reason not to.
No,
Well-
your radio signal's strong enough.
Chat actually gave us an idea if we want to use that.
Oh.
Magic pigeon.
Do we have to know where they are?
Nope.
Nope. we could magic pigeon to Pamel, and we track where that pigeon flies off to, what direction, and then we'll know the general direction.
We don't even need that. Send a magic pigeon with radio frequency, and
That
ask
works
her to
too.
contact us.
Yep.
We can try that one first. Sure.
Okay. What's the range of Magic Pigeon?
It has no range. It only has speed and time active.
Okay, how long time active? That's important.
Months.
Oh, okay. Okay. Let me think here for a moment.
At this point, Magic Pigeon would actually last for exactly 1 year.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you. All right, good. So you want to send out a magic pigeon. Whoever's casting the spell, go ahead and use the PPE. So you're going to give specific radio coordinates, and you're going to tell the pigeon to find Pamel, correct?
Excuse me.
I would assume we would also. Is there a way to give her a message saying, "Hey, it's us. Please contact us"? Otherwise,
Sure,
it's
and
just
then
a
the
random
coordinates.
pigeon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's a random pigeon with the radio frequency.
It's as much as a carrier pigeon can usually hold in a message. It's quite a bit, so yeah.
Okay, great. So you cast a spell. The pigeon goes flying off directly above you, as in like it goes out we'll say like one of the airlocks of the Rhapsody, and then it goes a solid 100 feet into the air. It does a few spins circling in the air, and then it returns to Patrick and disappears. It was Lee who taught you this spell, right, Patrick?
That is correct.
When he taught you that spell, he let you know if you got a response of an immediate pigeon returning with no message, it means the subject is no longer on this plane or this dimension or this world.
As in, can be dead or somewhere else other than this world.
No, not dead.
Oh.
If it was dead, if they were dead, the pigeon wouldn't move at all and then disappear after a few seconds.
I guess we could try Omar?
Omar went up to space with you.
Yeah.
All right, he did.
What the what? All right, then. Can we try casting it to one of the people that we remember from Lzone Prime? Maybe
Sure.
Pam went her own way.
You guys think back of the people who left, and you remember a few names. Let me check my sheet. With the addition of Peyton, who you recall and you remember who stayed, you remember 3 other individuals by name. You remember Louie and Ivy Tenkfai. They're brother and sister. They're fraternal twins of an Asiatic heritage. They were hired on as outsider scouts, leaders in the leaders as far as scouting goes. Once the whole, everyone else went up to orbit, right? Kind of Blink kind of blessed them to, not bless them, but she pretty much put them in charge of security and scouting, right? But yeah, so Louis and Ivy Tengfai. You also, Al remembers a woman named Rhonda Goldstein. She was a protege, one of the proteges of Simon Vass, who was the former head doctor of Lzone Prime. She, from what you remember, she was Caucasian, human. She wasn't from orbit. She was a part of a trade caravan, and she kind of showed Simon Vass kind of encountered her by kind of happenstance, and he was impressed with her intellect and how fast it took her to learn things. So yeah, she's in her early 40s.
All right, here's a good question. Do any of us remember or know someone who would be capable of piloting a behemoth and firing her missiles?
No, you're not able to recall that. You didn't know these people that well.
Would Blink know?
That's a good question.
Because she was a security officer.
Yeah. I know. All right, let me think. Blink has to think back. But she says she recalls giving Ivy some rudimentary power armor training. She says that probably could be. I was going to train her if we missed our window again to get into orbit. I was going to bring her part as the security team, teach her how to use the Glitter Boy armor. She got as far as piloting, kind of as far as you got, Tom. I suppose she could have transferred that knowledge to a robotic vehicle. The principles are generally the same.
Yeah. Plus, to be honest, it's not that hard to hit a non-moving target.
True enough. Patrick, would it tire you too much to try again?
I could use some help. Would you be willing to go half in on this?
Al would smile and say, sure. Then you tell me it's like 80, and I'm like,
It's
How much is
10.
Okay, so 10 from me or 10 total?
10 from you.
Got it. I will remember.
Okay. All right. This time the Pigeon goes heading off to the northeast, but far more east than north.
Northeast?
So yeah, east and slightly easty. Sorry, not east, west.
West.
Northwest.
I just like how you said Easty.
Yeah.
Yeah, east.
Guys, I just had a horrible thought.
What?
When did we last encounter Zydakix?
With the lady, and she opened the door. The
Morn.
portal thing.
Yeah.
Morn.
And Pam is no longer on this plane.
Yeah.
Well,
We won't know.
no, until we find what happened. Yeah. We also have to get rid of Baron Asshole over there, too.
That's not his name.
That's bad. That's bad.
Anyway, the bird has the clay pigeon has left.
Yeah.
Well, what do you guys want to do?
I say we get up airborne. No reason to sit here on the ground like a big ship on the ground.
I think it took off towards Liberty. Sort of northwest, that direction, right?
That is the general direction. It could have been going further. It could have been going shorter. You don't know exactly where it went, but yes, that is the general direction. Yes, definitely.
Okay. Let's go over towards Liberty and try and find, sort of stick lower to the ground, so we're not that big of a target, I think.
Um,
Unless you want to be up in the sky.
I was gonna say we are huge, so we should probably be really high, or we're going to be noticeable. Like if you think about it, I've never really considered it, but you know, when you see an airplane and you see it as a small dot in the sky making that contrail or whatever it's called, they got to be at least several hundred feet up, if not thousands of feet up, and you can still see them. So I'm thinking like at least a few thousand feet.
We won't get the
we're big
radio
in
signal if we're that high.
What's up?
We won't get the radio signal if we're that high.
Right. Okay. Wait. Yeah, we would. 500 miles. Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
500 miles. Okay.
Yeah.
Never
Yeah,
mind.
that's the range of the
Behemoth.
The behemoth.
All right.
So I'm gonna Google how high planes fly, and then look at our little atmosphere thing. You know,
They
because
fly
this
at
is
30,000
pertinent
feet.
information. Pardon me.
39,000 feet in the mid-mesosphere, between 50 kilometers and 80 kilometers.
Oh,
Yeah, I looked that up last week when we were talking about.
did you? So
spitballing ideas.
they fly in the mesosphere.
Yes.
In the mesosphere.
Oh wait, no, I'm looking at kilometers. They fly at 39,000 feet. I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna do some conversions here.
Yeah.
Feet to miles.
Sorry.
3,900 feet or 39,000 feet.
Thousand.
That's 7.3 miles, and you can still see them.
And that's the upper troposphere.
Yep. So I'm going to say, if you don't want to be seen at all, you have to go to the mid-stratosphere. Otherwise, from the naked eye, you will be seen.
That sounds good to me.
Let's see, mid-stratosphere. So we're looking at least say 12 to 20 miles. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not? Wait. Yeah. Okay.
Does my thing seem to make sense?
Yes, and we can slowly follow the pigeon, like the direction the pigeon went. You know what? In fact, hey, we could do this. We could go up into the stratosphere, say like 20 miles, and then fly towards where the pigeon went 20 miles, and that would pretty much nullify the distance.
Except you won't be able to find the pigeon.
Well, I mean the direction it flew off towards.
Sure, okay.
I'm just sorry. I thought your plan was just like, all right, we're gonna take our giant spaceship and follow this tiny pigeon behind it,
Right behind it.
Yeah.
Weaving through the streets.
Yeah. No.
We still wait for her to contact us. All right. Sorry.
I'm just converting miles to kilometers. Give me a moment. Yeah, about 20 miles in the sky. Okay, so you're about 20 miles in the sky. That's good. All right. That makes sense in my head. So you go up 20 miles and then start flying towards the direction of Liberty. That takes like less than an hour to do. Way less than an hour to do. Due to how fast you can go and how close Liberty is. Okay. So there you are. You can't even see Liberty. You can see, you know what I mean? Like you can kind of see like an outline of what appears to be like a small town, but you can't see any details from up here. You're 20 miles in the friggin' sky, But you're pretty sure this is Liberty, from what you can tell, from what you remember. And within that hour, you haven't gotten any sort of response yet from the
Al
pigeon or from the radio.
Al briefly entertains the idea of strangling the Baron because with satellites we could have looked for a behemoth.
Yeah,
Briefly.
you could have.
Only briefly. And then he puts this thought aside.
Okay. So the question, I guess, now to you, my fine friends, is how long do you want to wait? What do you want to do in the meantime?
Patrick will briefly do a conversion to see how much usual time we would get from getting to point A to point B if it was directly in Liberty. And then besides that, he's most likely going to spend his time converting star charts into a broken dead language into... I think that's already done.
No, you didn't do all the spells yet. You haven't had time.
Yeah, well, no, I haven't learned
No,
them all.
I'm
He's
crazy.
basically going to start flipping through those and getting...
Roll me a
getting a
math
shot.
check, please.
Actually, Al would ask, or maybe try and figure out too, how long it would also take to make just the whole 500 miles for the bird.
Succeed by 12.
Okay. I was going to say do an advanced math check, please. No, never mind. Basic's fine enough. You figure since it can go 60 miles per hour and Liberty was less 60 miles away, if it doesn't show up in the next 15 minutes, then there's no way that behemoth was in Liberty. Or at least, that's not fair. There's no way that Ivy Tank Phi is in Liberty.
Right.
Can I do one to see, unless it counts the same one, how much time it would take to travel 500 miles and back? That way, if we can wait, if she's within 500 miles, we'll know. If not, we'll know that too.
Give me a moment.
You're thinking of dealing with the Baron right now?
Roll it.
No.
Roll it.
All right. So.
Oh, but
Never mind. He's got it.
yeah, I was gonna just note I only have advanced math.
Yeah.
No, that's impossible. You can't have advanced math without math.
Well, no, but advanced math replaces basic math. You don't use
I think
both.
my character starts out with advanced math.
Oh, okay. I can't. It doesn't matter. I'll take it
Yeah.
before who cares. All right. So Al, with quick division, just a little over 8 hours for something going 60 miles per hour unhindered to clear 500 miles.
All right, then how about we wait a full, say, 24 hours just to be on the safe side? And if we haven't seen it by then, we know that
You hear a radio signal from him?
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Really quick, just to make sure I'm not going crazy, is Inferno pretty staticky for you guys?
Yeah,
or no?
he is.
Well, that's leg spikes for you. It always happens around this time.
Okay.
I just didn't want to say anything. I was going to be polite.
Whatever. Doesn't matter. I'd rather know.
Yeah,
I'm assuming
it
I'm
would
still
be better to
staticky.
know.
Yeah, you're understandable, certainly.
Yeah.
You're just
Yeah,
staticky.
staticky. Well, isn't that just great?
Fantastic.
So Patrick is going to try to learn a few more spells from that black book you got from that strange alien body on Mars. What's Al and Tom going to do? Pass the time.
Well, I will offer to take over piloting the Rhapsody if Alicia wants to take a break, because we did have a four-day jaunt of them having to pilot without me, without the whole rotating schedule.
Alicia shrugs and she's like, okay, it's just kind of hovering in the air now, but okay, I'll take a break.
If you want to take a break, that's fine. If not, I can take a break. I mean,
So stressful. Al would actually, now that we're back on Earth, he's going to spend most of his time in or around the med bay just in case our guest wakes up, because we don't know when that's going to happen. But he would take some time to visit Mila/Nora, hopefully when Nora's around, and he wants to try and get down on paper everything that can be remembered about the prophecy.
She can remember it verbatim.
All right, then he would want to write it.
Rehash it for you?
Yeah, because yes, I'd actually like to write it down so that basically Al's idea is to study it and see if that he can, other things can be puzzled out of it, or at least know it just like her, so that if something happens, we can go, oh my god, what if this is that?
do you have the link ready?
No, you don't need to listen to it again. I'm gonna literally give you the words in a Word document because I wrote it down because I made it up.
What?
You
this
did
isn't
what?
Source material?
It's inspired by source material.
Mm-hmm.
So here you go. Eric, give me a moment here. Oh god, Inferno, just do this.
Inferno has just turned into a Nike commercial, everyone. Just do it.
Yeah. Let me know if you can read it in that format.
Sure. Let me download it real quick.
Let's open documents. So. All of you guys can do that.
Oh yeah, it should be fine. Let's see. Let's open it up now. So yeah, I can definitely. So Al would write it down, and then he would probably sit in the med bay, within view of the Baron, and just study it and memorize it, commit it to memory.
Okay, all right, fair enough. After a few, let's say an hour or so pass, Blink's gonna enter the med bay with you. She's gonna take a look in at the sleeping, the appearing dead, strapped in fellow. She's gonna look at you and she's gonna say, "So what exactly is the plan for this guy? Maybe we should all get together and figure it out what to do with. Well, you say it's the Baron, so I guess it's the Baron."
I'm sure Tom told you that Tom and I went through an experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing for him.
Wait a second. Tom, did you tell Blink? No, I don't think you did.
No.
No, so actually, let's retroactive that a little bit.
Yeah, so...
Blink's gonna say, what experience?
Al will, no, wait, no. Without missing
because you said... Yeah,
right, I know. Al's going to say, without missing a beat, Al's going to say, we once learned that Tyreth has the ability to transfer souls into other people's bodies. I was not always like this. I was in a different body once. Tyreth did that to the Baron as well. I just thought, since Tom was with me when it happened, that he would have told you.
No, we've been taking some time to catch up, but that conversation didn't happen.
I understand. The point being, it is him in a new body.
Okay. So if that's the Baron, and Mila doesn't want him to die, to kill him, for whatever happened when you guys disappeared, what's the plan?
Well, as far as we can gotten so far, is to fly him a good deal away from here, drop him off with some food, some water, some basic defensive equipment, and leave him, hopefully before he wakes up. Come back here, and with any luck, well, actually, it would take him an amazing amount of luck to even know where we went, much less find us again. She
shakes her head. She says, "That doesn't make any sense. if you want to just leave him to make sure he's okay, save the equipment in the water and just drop him off in a town with somebody.
You've been here a while. You know that towns can sometimes be incredibly hostile. We don't know any other places except around here, and we certainly don't want to keep him here.
Blink blinks at you, a succession of 5 blinks, and she says, "What the hell are you talking about? 20 miles below us is Liberty, and we know it's not openly hostile. And say what you will about some places, they're not crawling with monsters and animals that eat people."
You do realize that this man will probably spend the rest of his life trying to hunt us down. If he is anywhere within 100 miles of it, that is too dangerous. This
Then
kind of
kill
man
him.
is upset. I would, but I would not betray Mila like that. I would choke the life out of him right now if I didn't care about her feelings.
Then Blink gives a shrug and she says, "And I don't understand. You'll leave him in a hostile environment to die, but you won't kill him yourself.
No.
But you won't leave him in a town because it's too risky. This doesn't make any sense."
I don't see how it doesn't. I won't leave him to die. I'll give him enough stuff to protect himself. Anyone with some intelligence should be able to survive. And
She says, "You're going to wake him up before you do that?"
I'm going to what?
Are you going to, when you leave him in some place, in some cave someplace, are you going to wake him up?
We can't. But we'll give him food and water for when he does.
How long will it take for him to wake up for, Al?
I have no idea, Blink.
Well, so it could be days, weeks, months?
Yes.
She says, leaving a body unconscious for a month. She says, in an unknown hostile area, it doesn't matter what food or water you're going to give him, because he's not going to be drinking right yet. It doesn't matter what armor you're going to give him. Anything can claw through it with enough time. It doesn't matter what weapons you give it, because he's not going to be able to wield it. He's going to be an unconscious slab of meat in the middle of nowhere for months. And you don't think that will kill him?
I said that there is a good chance it won't. What are my options? Put him in Liberty where he can track us down and be a threat to you and Tom and Mila and everyone else? Or kill him and betray a friend? I don't see that I have many options here.
She says, drop him off in another town. She says, imagine you're him for a moment. You're in a place, you have no idea who the people are, where they are. Okay? You wake up, you get your bearings, and we're gone like a whisper on the wind. How is he going to find us? How is he going to... He has to struggle to come to terms with things in the first place, don't you think?
Yeah, sure. He wouldn't find us in a day, but I've known people like him. I've known people determined enough to find us no matter where we went or how hard we tried to avoid them.
So she says, so you're running the same risk then? If you leave him, if what you say is true, and you're going to leave him in a cave someplace, and he'll wake up and he'll get to civilization, he's going to try to hunt you down anyway, right?
But if he is over 500 miles away, that is much, much harder. Especially...
Great. She says, then let's find a town 500 miles away.
Al will relent and he'll say, all right, you have a point. Let's see what the others say.
Okay. Shall we go find them now?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. All right. Meeting in the recreational area.
Yeah.
Will everyone attend?
Yes.
Yup.
Okay. So Blink says, Al and I have been talking. And this whole idea of just leaving the Baron's unconscious body in just some hole in the ground is it's too risky. It's practically killing him anyway. We decided that leaving him in a town actually allows him to survive, but there's a risk involved. We can't just descend. First of all, descending to Liberty in a big ship like this is too risky, but we can't just leave the Baron so close to where we want to roam. The thought is that we go a very long distance away, find some town on the other side of this continent, drop him off there, and then come back. What do you guys think?
Seems pretty reasonable to me.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I would caution for actually heading very much or much further west is we're starting to get into coalition territory, and well, I kind of have passed with them.
Mm-hmm.
We both do.
Well, I imagine when I first found you all in that big fight, you mentioned the word coalition. That's no big surprise.
Yeah.
Honestly, if we fly as high as we can, we should be able to fly right over them. I can't imagine they'd have radar that would travel. No, what am I saying? Of course they would.
You've been out of the game for a while, dude.
Yeah, I know.
You can't make that statement.
Well,
further south is a good idea.
But we don't know any towns further south. Yeah. So
we don't.
See, here's the only problem with dropping him off. We go to a town that we don't know with a, for all intents and purposes, dead body. Tell them, oh, yeah, the body only looks dead, and it'll wake up anytime between a week and a month from now or 3 months from now. So take care of it. Who are we? Oh, no one. Bye.
Well, depending on if we're actually able to get our behemoth or not, we may be able to grease some wheels in that regard, because if I recall correctly, we had somewhere around 30,000 credits, which works out. He'll turn to Blink, which works out to about 30,000 ice up in space.
Okay.
What about 30,000 credits?
Well, if we find a place that, you know, people seem nice and everything, we could, like, pay them to take care of him until he wakes up, and he can go with whatever the hell he wants to do.
Explain to him that he might look dead, but he's just really sick, and they just needs someone to take care of him. We can't take care of him anymore.
Yeah.
And pay them for the trouble.
That might work.
Yeah, he came under a spell. We can't take care of him. And he is going to recover within the next X amount of days or something like that.
I've heard of a place back when I was with the Coalition that was a place of magic that might understand such things and believe us. I don't know if I can remember where it was.
What are you referring to?
Oh, what was that town called? Tolken.
You know where Tolkien is.
Okay, so he would know about where it is?
Oh, of course.
I would say look, the Coalition are not their friends, which is great for us. They are a town of magic, so they would be likely to believe us if we told them that this man is suffering from some sort of magical effect. And the town is big enough that we should probably be able to slip in and out fairly unnoticed. I mean, at least to the point where when Baron, this guy, wakes up, he won't really know where to start.
Yeah.
But to get to Tolkien, won't you have to go over I guess you don't have to go over Coalition territory. If you
could fly right in between them.
Yeah.
On the map, I'm looking at that map now. Where is Tolkien on the map?
It's a red area above Chi-Town.
Oh, above Chi-Town.
Yeah, it's in where Wisconsin.
Oh, it's the blue area.
Oh, it's
the blue area. Right.
Is I see is that Tolkien right there? Oh yeah, it is. Okay. So we could generally just fly right in between Ironheart and Chi-Town.
Yeah. up by Northern Gun. And you know what? You know what the funny thing is? If we're actually able to... We're planning on doing this after the Behemoth thing, right? Or should we do this now?
Well, here's... Mm-hmm.
Northern Gun, where Northern Gun is, we probably... I'm not sure if our characters specifically, but Patrick's might know where Northern Gun hails from.
Yeah, he does. But you're training with Northern Gun.
That would be a perfect place to trade in a lot of our space tech. Fucking perfect. Straight to Northern Gun themselves.
If they do business with...
Yeah, if they choose to do business with us.
Tolkien might not be a bad place either. They are, they're not just magic. They're everything. They're everything. Although I don't know if how much Al knows. I know Al knows they're an enemy of the Coalition, or at least at this point, I think the Coalition is just... I don't know if they consider them an enemy, but they are generally not friendly.
They are considered a rogue state.
Yeah.
They are a city-state that tolerates and encourage magic use and DVs. The DVs... the Coalition could maybe overlook, maybe, but the magic use, no and hell. They're considered a rogue and potentially hostile nation state.
So either of those would be nice places. Here's my thoughts. If we can recover the Behemoth quickly, like within a day or two, yes. Otherwise, one of the worst things that we could have happen right now is for the Baron to wake up when he's still on here. I mean, it's not the worst thing. We could still like blindfold him, etc. But I think it would be a lot less messy if we get rid of him before he wakes up.
Yeah.
So if it's going to take like weeks to get to the Behemoth, we might say, stay there. We'll be there in a few days, kind of thing. But I personally, I'd rather get the Behemoth first. That way we don't have like we're not leaving half our belongings in all these weird places.
Yeah.
Though we don't really need the Behemoth to trade in all our cool space tech.
Well, yeah, but the difference is if we have our Behemoth, we have our vehicles and we have our ATVs, so we can freely just get rid of the Mars rovers, both of them. But if we don't yet, I would maybe want to hang on to the Starscreams and the Glitter Boy and the rovers and all of that stuff.
Well, the rovers I could see, but if we're planning on selling the Starscreams and Glitter Boys and stuff for other suits of power armor, we don't need the Behemoth, right?
Yeah.
So we just make sure to hang on to our rover. But yeah, I mean, so obviously getting the Behemoth is always best because we don't want that loose string just flapping out there. But my personal stuff on it. Yeah. But personally, I think the priority or the more immediate danger is the Baron waking up, because Al is like I said, he's known guys like this before, and he'd much rather be a ghost to him. He'd much rather him wake up and have no knowledge where he is or where we are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Any thoughts on that, Piph? Or I can continue narratively ahead, let you guys know what the next scene is. But I just want to see what you think there, Piffykins.
Alright. I am definitely wanting to wait here for a response, because it'd be very rude to ask them to contact us and then just not be there.
Yeah.
So we should wait at least a reasonable amount of time. That's my thought.
Alright, what about... Oh, no, go ahead, sorry.
And then after that, to send them another message to do that. And fly on over to Northern Gun - the Tolkien.
Okay, so you're cool going to Tolkien?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I think it'd be fun. But we have prophecy. Oh, wait! Also, if anyone knows of the prophecy, you best believe Tolkien would have people that would have seen it or heard it.
Yeah! That's true! I like this idea more and more.
Cool. Neat. Blink seems more than fine with the idea. She doesn't know where this Tolkien is, but it's not leaving the Baron in a place where he can't possibly survive, so she's more than content with it. As is all the other NPCs. They're very neutral on the idea. Cool. Besides, you're the ones with the major access to gun with the Baron, not them specifically. So, can I move on to... I think I'll have one more scene for the night that works before we wrap things up for you guys.
Sure.
Okay. So about 4 hours after the Pigeon went out, August calls you all to the cockpit because he's been monitoring the radio signal that that you told the Pigeon to listen to, and you get an immediate response. It's a feminine voice, very light and careful in speaking. Unfortunately, though, due to one reason or another, the signal is broken, and you can only hear slivers of it. The return broadcast is simple. Don't know who are. Need immediate help. Outpost 300. Attacked Black Skulls. Hiding now. Food mostly gone. Injured. And then it cuts out.
Okay, well, she said outpost. So I have a feeling here. Black Skulls.
Coalition typically paints white skulls on their armor, unless GM, I am remembering that correctly, right?
The GM, the Coalition really likes skulls. They come in both black and white.
Oh boy. And the Zydakicks, even though they are kind of black, generally you don't look at a bug and say, "Oh, look, a skull."
Actually, I have a question. What about those robots? Did they have what looked like black skulls?
More silvery black or deep dark gray, which could be interpreted as black, especially at night. And yeah, their heads are kind of skull-like.
So it could be two possible things that we know of, or an unknown.
It could be a gang called the Black Skull.
Yep.
Yeah,
could be that.
Could be Ghost Rider.
No, that's just silly.
It
It could be Thor. We could be going against Thor.
Thor. Maybe Thor, he wouldn't be wearing the belt.
Firefrog loses his mind.
Besides, obviously it would be Black Mask from Batman because he wears a black skull. Obviously.
All right. I think it is a good time to wrap up with that
Yes,
note.
I agree.
Yes.
Alright, thanks for watching, guy.
It's
Is
been
the Coalition really likes skulls? I don't
yes,
know.
very much.
Their
Yeah.
marketing on that, or someone who's like, we need skulls everywhere.
Skulls
And
everywhere.
projects are like, I like it.
So
He's like, so you know what really helped the feng shui in here? Skulls. Lots of skulls.
So I would like to think we're trying to protect Earth. What kind of symbol would really project us being crusaders of justice? A skull. Yes.
Makes you think of that Mitchell and Webb thing where they're playing Nazi soldiers and they realize that they might be the bad guys because they have skulls on their caps. The baddies. They have skulls. Oh, it's funny.
All right. I would like to thank everyone for watching because it's been a hoot today. I tell you what.
Yeah. Oh man, next session. Oh,
It'll be interesting.
Oh,
I have a lot of prep work to do. Time to read all the Tolkien books.
Well, not even that. Not even that. Freaking Al just straight up outed Tom.
No, he did
didn't.
not. No, he did
No,
not.
Not at all.
He didn't?
No.
He said he witnessed it, not that he did it.
Oh,
I said Al. I said Tom was
You
with me. So
retconned
I
it,
thought-
didn't you?
No, I didn't retcon at all. I started with the idea of not knowing if she knew or not.
And then I paused, and then at first I said yes, and then I realized it was no. Then I said no, and then Squee continued the conversation, and Al very slickly, I did actually he did it so well that he didn't even need to roll. It is kind of like a little charmy, talky thing, and obviously they bought it because she trusts Al.
All right.
Damn.
Well,
Well,
Al
well
didn't even
done.
lie, technically.
He just didn't give all the
Tom
information.
was there.
Yeah.
Ciao, everyone.
Well, bye, everyone.
Boy.
Oh, but thanks, Grimmeth.
You must remain consistent.
Yeah, you're an machine again. Just
Am I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.